More of that
Yeah,
moo cow
I might
talk.
stream this more in the future. We'll see.
Again.
But I will not be on tomorrow night. I'm off Fridays. Remember that, guys. But I'll probably do more streams this weekend. So let's go ahead and raid Mount Moogle.
Do it.
And let's talk some Teppen.
Re-talking
Again, hang out,
Teppen.
guys.
That could have been
And,
our.
thanks for the advice.
That could have been the
And
podcast
questions
name.
and all that fun stuff. And, we are going over there right now.
Talking Teppen with the boys.
Right. Sweet.
You just give him one of these.
Everything is under control.
Oh, he surrendered.
Ooh, hey, ooh.
Are you playing some Teppen right over there?
I am. I made a cat deck in green.
Ooh. I like where
so
this is
boring.
going.
There we go.
I mean, that was my first time using it. I didn't get to really experience it. I dropped a cat, put Doll's memories on him, which hit his G. It was Growth Nero, and his G died, and he just gave up.
We are live, right?
We are live, yes.
Okay.
So start talking.
Oh, and my camera is running awful for some reason.
Swear to God, it just like waits for
Oh.
us to go live, and then it's just like, grr. You were looking fine before.
Yeah, I don't know. What
Yeah. Yeah, the quality's a little off. Maybe because it's the background.
Is it?
Too much purple stuff going on.
Too much purple stuff.
Too much purple
Okay.
stuff. Can I change
Looks
the?
like-
Yeah, when they were in the Infinity Storm, there was like too much purple, and you were starting a little green.
Too much
Damn,
purple.
it might be the power. The power stone is too powerful.
Let me tell you, the color purple is exactly fine. Teppen is such a fun game right now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
I think last week, which we can officially start. Welcome to episode 9 of the EX podcast. Yeah, a little bit late, but we're still here. We're still holding it down. I was gonna say last week I started off, I think, by asking everybody how they felt that week, and asked them to give it a number from 1 to 10, and I realized that that's kind of really what do
Did
you
we do
call it?
that?
I want to say at least I
Give it a
started
number.
asking that.
I can't remember if I gave a number.
Might be a
doesn't ring
little
a bell.
hard.
Bruh. I just got some really crazy news.
Whoa, just now?
Crazy news.
Just now, yeah.
How crazy?
Got the patch notes in his text.
It's not like crazy for Teppen, but
It's not for the game.
it's a little bit interesting coming from Gung Ho's side.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
From Gung Ho's side,
A little bit.
can you share it?
Can I share it? Yeah, can. Because it was tweeted publicly. So
Oh,
yeah. This wasn't tweeted by Gung Ho themselves, but for those who don't know, Teppen is made by Gung Ho Online Entertainment, and you know, there's a few of us that are ambassadors for Gung Ho Online Entertainment America,
not yet.
and they do things like Teppen, Grandia, Puzzles and Dragons Gold. There's also Ninjala. If you don't know what Ninjala is a Nintendo Switch game that is a 4v4 battle royale, ninja-esque game. It's free to play. And that game was supposed to be released on, let's see, May 28th. So it's supposed to be released this month.
they just had a beta and everything.
Yeah. But Ninjala, the Ninjala tweeting thing, whatever, their Twitter account, just tweeted that due to the coronavirus, that the release will be delayed until a month later, like a full month later.
Oh,
than
really?
May 28th. It's going to be like June 20 something. So why do I bring it up? It's just for me, it's like, you know, for the Teppen players, it feels bad that we didn't get anything for, you know, the May maintenance. But now we're looking at Ninjala, and it's like, oh shit, you know, it's affecting Ninjala. So is kind of sad to see, but we can kind of see it like affect Teppen, Ninjala. You know, what else is next? I
I mean,
also
are
couldn't find
they
meat today. Couldn't find meat.
are they like the same teams for both of those games? They can't be, right?
Huh?
We don't really know. Like, are they like the same teams? Like, did they take people from Teppen to work on Ninjala or something? Or
I hope not.
I'm not saying that it's affecting the same teams. Like obviously they have separate teams, right? You have Teppen, you
Yeah.
have Ninjala, but what I
think
am
they
trying
would.
to say is like, it affected Teppen for sure because obviously we didn't get anything, but now we can see it affecting Ninjala, and the connection or the point I'm trying to make is like, this COVID thing is like no joke because obviously Gung Ho, I'm sure as a company and a someone who's just like very gaming passionate company, they obviously don't want to like delay their games or do these things, but I do think that coronavirus itself has heavily impacted them, and it just kind of shows. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make like a
Mhm.
correlation between Teppen and Ninjala, but I'm just saying that it's affecting both of them.
No conspiracies.
Right.
I will play a little devil's advocate and point out that there was a lot of big issues during the beta for Ninjala, so potentially that
Yep.
also could be slowing them down as well.
True.
Right. Well, they said they actually said in the tweet that it was like virus related or pandemic or whatever.
Yeah. I can also copy pasta. It says, yeah, due to the spread of new coronavirus worldwide, the release date of Ninjala will be postponed from May 28th to June 25th. We deeply apologize to all of you who have been looking forward to this, but we would appreciate your understanding. That was the tweet.
That's not too bad of a delay, anyways. Just 1 month.
Right. Let's try to say that to the Teppen community.
Well,
It's.
I will say there's a bit of difference in a game that's not released yet being delayed versus a game that you're heavily invested in being in a really bad state.
I don't know. I think that new
You are
update is gonna make it like a
100%
new
right.
game.
You are
Huh?
100% right. I agree with everybody that says that, we should have gotten at least a balance update. That would have been pretty smart. But I understand if that wasn't in their capabilities, and it is what it is.
I'm okay for some wild stuff. I don't care if they just have to be like, all right, we're just gonna, throttle this card. It's just like Valstrax. Be like, all right, for the next month, we'll see how it looks when he's 1-4. Or we just take away like agility, something like that, and then have to fix it
Right.
later. Whatever, just like something to mix it up. But
Totally agree with that.
here I am with my 9700 Zenny.
Just increased
Yeah.
health to 40 at this point with how crazy everything is.
You have
Oh,
9700 Zenny?
Yeah.
Holy goodness. You are
Saving.
rich.
I had close to that amount until stream. I was playing a little bit of Dungeon and I was like, what would make this deck better? Evil Ryu. So I bought some Force Seekers packs, and well, I did find 2 Gens, and I was missing that guy. And I did find another legendary that completed my collection. I can't remember which one that was, but I was missing 2 legendaries, but I have all the legendaries for that set now. And I did find some secrets. No Evil Rune.
Damn.
I'm down to like, I'm close to 5k Zenny still. I only bought like 20 packs, but it felt bad. I probably should have saved up still, but whatever.
I'm still at 9100 Zenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60.
There's no reason to like spend Zenny that much anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with no EXGPs or anything.
It definitely
Yeah.
helps out the free-to-play players,
Yeah.
if you think about it. Having 1 more month to grind and get Zenny for the next set.
That's a good point. But for the rest of us
Yeah,
that have most
also-
of the cards, it's just saving up, right?
I recommend, unless you absolutely need it, don't reap any cards just in case anything does get balanced and nerfed.
That's what I'm doing too. Is just like stockpiling all my cards and waiting for those balance changes. It'll be like, yo, you get all your money back.
I don't even know what I have the single-use legendary craft discount, and I have every legendary, so
You have every single legendary in the game?
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, how you do that? What the fuck?
I'm missing
You
like
like pull them or craft them.
Yeah.
Cheater. Dude, last time I reaped, it was like, yo, you're gonna have to like use reap all like 3 or 4 times. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even know how many times I would have to reap to get through all of mine. I've left it alone for a long time.
Down to 14k souls, man. That April Fool's joke cost me like 12k. Not even happy with it. So Schmo is saying just change the code for Rikoha to be 20 AP at least, dude. I'm gonna say 22.
I'm also in the 22 camp.
22. Should not be as good as fucking Spike Launch with no fucking, detriment.
Yeah.
But, that's not really news. I think
Rikoha's
everybody's...
just lame.
It is.
It's such a lame hero art. I hate it.
To sort of segue back into our ladder experiences for the week, I stopped playing fucking dual color decks for Jill and went mono red, and then I instantly improved my fucking credit score. And it was just like, it's so much freedom to be able to play more cards at once as opposed to 5 mana, where it's like, even if I buff up Explore Nero so much, if I'm going up against 0, oh man, do I fucking play it and immediately shield it, in which it will be brainwashed and negated when I try to pull it back? Or should I just let it go and let him spend his Rikoha, in which by the time I get another unit on the board, he will be kind of ready to go again.
Yeah.
So it's one awful situation that I'm not even sure how you're supposed to get around.
Yeah, in the deck that I've been playing the most, which I have named Giller B, which is just Gil and B, Killer B Cammy in there. That's the biggest issue, is knowing it's going to get brainwashed. It's like some ways I can work around it by, the nice thing about Gil is you can put him into kill range yourself by resonating. But I was just in a match where it's like, I already knew he had brainwash. Like, besides just the fact that he's purple and it's his opening hand, he has brainwash. And I dropped Gil. It was the only unit I had, and everything I had was buffing his HP. And I was like, I can't keep playing these, but it's all I have. And eventually the brainwash came, and yeah, you lose because now he has Rikoha, and anything I put down dies immediately.
Do you run any kind of recall action in that deck?
The only thing I run in there that's useful for that is Possessing Malice, but you don't draw it, you don't get it, so you lose. I mean, the other situation, which I'm really sad I have no document of this because my game crashed after, so I still lost this, but I was in the similar situation, but I was able to get the Gil's HP down to like 2, so the 0 couldn't really resonate without killing him himself. Also, when he brainwashed, I threw Forbidden Fruit on it and dropped another Gil in front of him. So by the time they were going to trade blows, mine had a shield, his didn't. By the time they were going to trade blows, he would have just died from the trade. So he had to resonate to kill it to avoid dying. It was fantastic. I wish I had that recorded, but
Didn't happen. Sorry.
Are you playing ranked Thursday or?
I mean, when I'm playing those, I'm playing in ranked, but I'm not playing too often. I'm waiting until I stream it, which should be soon. I've just been busy with other games, but.
Cool.
Oh, Trifa says, could you change your background?
Well, we just saying your background's
You trying to ban Valstrax? How dare you?
Oh, dude, I got those emails coming that have to be approved. Ban Valstrax, dude.
Valstrax's pretty OP.
Oh, dude, it's one thing I have noticed over the last week is the full conversion to Black and green. We're hopping on that train, and we're just anything with agility. You just open your Teppen game up. You go to view cards and hit all, and just type in agility. And you got yourself some cards to put in a deck. That's honestly what it seems like people do.
We're seeing more dual color than ever before, I think, and I think that's definitely a problem. It's just like some of the best parts of other colors are being, borrowed, and it's definitely like mostly green, right? Like shields are really strong, and agility is really good.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like really, out of all the meta decks, you see a majority of them involve green and dual color in some facet, right? And like the best monos are usually, Zero or Koha or Genshin for the most part. Sometimes Hadouken. And speaking of Denjin, I'm doing a dual color Denjin deck, and I don't know. I just checked a couple minutes ago, and I'm still in the top 50. I had a really good stream last night where I went like 14-1 with Kyle's zombie Denjin list.
I was gonna say, are you using that zombie Denjin?
It's obscene, yeah. Like you can really burn them down fast because speech is super broken. Even if you can't buff it with Denjin, it's still 4 burn damage, and then you just need to get the hits with sneak attack and Agent's Memories. Maybe get a hit with like a gate or a Junie. You're all set.
Is this deck public? Deck list?
Kyle shared like an older version of his list. I think he might have updated it recently though. He put in like Geodult and Calamitous instead of Cody. But I still run his older version and I'm still having success with it, so I didn't feel a need to change it. And I use 2 Massacres. He uses 1. But fun fact, Mad Massacre gets buffed to 7 split damage with Denjin, so I think it's really underrated. in that deck.
Did you get it
pretty
from
great.
him or did you get it from Twitter?
The old list is on his Twitter.
Okay, I'll go get that one then.
Yeah, I could probably find the link, but yeah.
Ninja Nom was streaming last night, and he was using that deck, and it was funny because he had
Yeah.
Kyle P on a
was
call,
coaching
just coaching him,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I dropped in for like a sec.
That was an interesting
Awesome.
experience, a learning stream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he definitely made some weird plays at some points, but he was definitely just like learning it and trying to get a hang of it. But he was already in champions.
Just learning it, and he was kicking ass too. I think, did he end it on top 100? I didn't see the end.
Oh, I don't know. It might have been a longer stream, but I wasn't. When I was watching, he was around like 1600 something. So I don't know.
He was-
This is like my Mallet's bit scenario where he was swearing by bit, but then showed him off later because I remember I was playing Black Red Denjin and agility based Chun-Li like 2 months ago.
Son of a bitch.
So
See,
he was in top 100, then he got knocked down. Or something.
gotta do.
Interesting.
I've been like thinking about trying to make AoE damage more viable in red. I guess more prominently in fucking explore stuff, but they make it so overcosted that it's just like overcosted and hard to access.
You want AoE damage in red, you're just gonna play Dungeon.
That's the
Right.
thing. I wanted like
like,
I wanted to build into explores, but that's asking a lot because what your options are Teostra or fucking Lunesta. Do you get a good night's sleep? With that
Lunesta's
victory,
it.
dude.
wow.
6 cost, 2/7 victory? Hell no.
Yeah, there's no reason to play those big guys.
I know, it's just if you could just get them. If you could just get the cards, because like the explore for it is like 3, and it's Blade Scale Storm, which is just 4 damage to all enemies. That sounds, especially if you
Right,
can
right.
Bushin that, it's like holy shit, that's great.
All
But
about that card. Let's go.
fucking victory, yikes.
Weight scale's a 4.
Blade Scale costs, I think it's 3, but it also has what do you call it?
Oh.
Conditions on it. But if you were to like
it costs 4.
Blade Scale?
Yeah, I'm looking
I
right
was
now.
I was thinking it was 4, but
Wow,
maybe I'm just thinking about the damage it does.
it's already been fucking beaten out. I know the
Yeah,
Explorer
very
from
power crept.
Lunestra is 3, so if you Bushin 2, that's fucking cheap. That's nasty.
Yeah, it can be.
So I'm
I've seen it
talking,
used on me.
I'm talking Denjin Lunastra. Just kidding. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know about that one.
Um,
Iowa, have you been playing?
Whom I've been playing?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I will stick to Akuma for a long time, and then once I hit like top 100, or I'm trying to like stay at top 100, I think Denjin is probably the more consistent way. I do really like Kyle P's Denjin and Shinku decks for zombie burn.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. I don't think that they're, just like also fun. I do think that they have a lot of weight to them. In fact, I would say that I'm willing to bet that Kyle P's Denjin burn deck, no, zombie burn deck would beat Time Rocker's deck.
Oh, it does. He actually lost to it. Time Rocker went up against it. I don't think it was Kyle. It might have been Kyle. On stream at least once, and he did lose to it. It's kind of close. It's a weird matchup at times. But yeah, if the zombie burn deck can get set up and get their speeches, that's a huge part of the matchup. So I think in general, sorry to like take away the mic from you for a second, but I will say for people that are having trouble with zombie Denjin, and it's hard for most decks to do, but some of the best strategy is to just never play a unit because as soon as you play a unit, it's going to get hit with speech. And if you can avoid that speech as long as possible, it starts to make their hands more awkward, and then they're kind of like stuck at max mana if they can't start emptying stuff out, and they start making bad plays as a result. Obviously, other decks like Exodia would have a better chance of doing that, but in mono red Denjin against zombie Denjin, you don't want to throw your Ashleys out there right away because she's going to get hit with speech, and then it's going to be a big fate, right? And that's the huge difference in that matchup. But yeah, go ahead and continue. Sorry.
No, I didn't feel interrupted. I think I appreciated like a lot of your input into
Yeah.
it. I think it like pretty much hit the nail on the head. Hit the head on the nail. I don't know. But I do agree with your tips for Denjin, versus zombies. But one thing I do want to kind of like make note of, I do think that Kyle P's deck list, after just kind of like looking back at it last season and then looking at it again this season, I think that might be the best deck in the format.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
jeez.
Because it has the best of both worlds, and it can maximize the the usage out of both worlds, like burn and zombie rush, right? So if you can have the best of both worlds in just one deck, it's like, how is it not the best deck in the format?
Yeah,
That's why I was so quick to say that it would be Time Rocker's deck.
it's consistent for sure.
Kinderparty's
very
asking
good.
what speech is, and I put it in the
Yeah.
chat, but
You
yeah.
got your Kinder.
1 mana to put a property where when the unit dies, you sacrifice 4 life on any unit, not just yourself. So you can put it on an enemy's unit, and when it dies, as long as you have 2 memory when the card was played, it hits them for 4.
But yeah,
Right.
Thirsty, what were you gonna say?
I don't think it's the best deck. I think it's really good right now because people aren't
It's out
used to
there.
playing against it, and it's a little plays a little differently. I do because I watching a lot. I watched a lot of Chris play. I watched a lot of Kyle play it,
Mhm.
and one problem I noticed that the other players aren't noticing, and they're kind of playing into it, is just that if you hold off on units, a lot of times that deck is in a brick state and could be in a bad position, and that's definitely something Zero Rakoha could take a huge advantage of, and even Mono Denjin could take a huge advantage of.
Yep.
So I think like once it starts getting played around, it's gonna have a lot more trouble. It's the same thing of like when you play Exodia, right? It seems so unstoppable at first because you're just kind of playing into what it wants, but you start learning its exact patterns, and you're still gonna lose a lot because it's still a really powerful deck, but
Yeah.
it becomes a lot easier to work around. right? Like
Mhm.
once if zombie dungeon got out of hand, you would get a lot more rescuers, bullets, better call of valor, dreams of restoration, these things that are gonna pull back the unit and completely avoid speech while also just not getting any value for the dungeon zombie player.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ways around speech as well. Um, Even with the unit dying, I mean, predation more or less negates the majority of damage like a double speech would do. It's only -1 with speech or with predation. I mean, the only guy I lost to last night was a top ranked mono red dungeon player, and I double stacked speech on Ashley and got greedy with my fate, and he did have lip slash in hand, so liberating slash pretty much negated all the damage I tried to do there, and I ended up losing. It was close though, but that made a difference. Like I knew right there where when he had lip slash, I lost the game. So just have to have the right counters.
Yeah, so I mean, Draco's question of how do you not play units for other heroes other than Denjin
Yeah, I
and
was
Zero?
gonna
I
say.
mean, it doesn't really work with other heroes, right? But the fact that the two top decks can already kind of play into that and do well against it is kind of just my main argument of why I don't see it as being undisputed top deck.
It's interesting that we're seeing. Well, it's funny because it's just two decks put together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would say it's like some sort of like adaptation to the meta, but it's halfway there. I mean, it's something new, but it's just a combination of two things we already knew.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's also, I think I saw a tweet between like TEPPEN and Time Rocker yesterday, which I think is a really good point. He mentioned, someone mentioned it's like, well, now someone needs to make a deck that counters Denjin, and that's actually super easy. But the point Time Rocker replied with is you can beat Denjin, but then your deck's not going to beat anything else. And that is kind of the problem. Is if you make a deck to counter Denjin, you're probably going to lose really hard to Zero Rokoha. So you're not going to see those decks because Zero Rokoha is still more popular. But if Denjin starts bleeding over into I'm seeing 5 Denjins in a row, then you'll start seeing those decks that are just, I mean, all you need, you can make the most simple green deck of just siblings memories and hero shields, and Denjin is just shut down.
Yeah. Right now, I'm kind of like trying to play around that. When I see green in a deck, right? If it's like Rathalos or X or whatever, I try to get that safety net out there just in case they try to heal or shield. But at some points, you just can't do anything about it. You just need to get that kill at the end. And if they happen to shield it, you might lose. So, yeah, it can be scary. But they're not running it for some reason.
I love having hero shields for when I play against Denjin with my Akuma.
Right.
I
It's
swear
hilarious.
to God, like
Yeah,
I
good
feel
contextual
like there are so many people that are like, man, Aegis Memories is fucking busted. This card sucks, and it's just like, have you considered carrying one hero shield? Just one. Don't have to sacrifice much.
That's true. I like that a lot.
It's a 1 MP answer. Like, you can't get any better than that.
Oh, there's this
You're
really
talking
funny
about,
joke.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you first. My joke is
Well, I
kind
was
of
just
late.
gonna say really quick. I went over a bunch of cards yesterday on my stream, and I mentioned how more people should be running Leap, especially with so many flying units out there on the ladder right now.
Mhm.
And I forget who it was that said Leap sucks or like Leap's a dead card. But if you think of it more like new generation Reploids, it's still a 1 MP gain 1 memory, which could make a difference, and you get a bonus anti-air, right? So why not run 1 Leap?
It's still just, I mean, depends on what deck you're running, but like for green, that 1 memory, 1 loss isn't as useful as 1 memory in purple. And
Yeah. Oh
the-
yeah,
the-
yeah,
the
it's more
prob-
useful in purple for sure. It's
the
probably best in
problem-
Resonate, right?
Yeah, it works in Resonate because you're just triggering Resonate, and then it's still the problem, and I hate this to no end, and I bitched about this a lot on here, but Leap requires a unit on the board to play. You
That's
can't just throw it
ridiculous.
away. I don't know
does?
why it requires a unit on board to play. Yeah, I remember
I didn't
thinking
know
it's like, oh, I'll just slap all these all and play them like Reploids, new generation Reploids, so I could just cycle it. Like, no, you need to have a unit down. So if you want to cycle this 1 mana card, you got to at least put down a 3 mana unit. That's 4 mana to cycle this card.
That's so
Well, that
wild,
changes my
just because
perspective.
healing dance is AOE
Yeah.
healing and doesn't.
Well, there's a few cards that are AOE effects you can just throw out with nothing on the board. So I figured Leap worked the same way, but
It
maybe
would
it's
make
just
sense,
like a
right?
weird coding thing.
I didn't,
Let me
dude,
tell
didn't
you,
think
I
people
have
would
a
use it.
I have a long list of things that just don't make sense that exist in green.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
Just
I don't know. I still think it's underrated.
Yeah, so
but I
it
understand.
was
That
probably me and
sucks.
Pig. It was probably me and Pig that were the ones that are like, no, Leap sucks, and it's just for that stupid reason because it's like, why can't we just cycle it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I definitely feel that what do you call it? That detriment of not being able to target stuff whenever like even exploring like detonates and they're playing as like, uh-oh, they're not playing units. But I want to get other stuff. Oh, these excellent cards, these detonates, you can't use them. I mean, not that sometimes I like to just throw it out, but it is really frustrating when you have all these cards, all these actions in your hand. It's like, oh shit, I need an enemy to show up.
Yeah, it can be awkward if they're not playing anything. That's the big problem against Exodia.
Yeah. Yikes.
But yeah, Iowa, what was the joke? Sorry.
Oh, somebody said that green was. Okay, they didn't actually say what I was going to say, but I think green is pretty broken because it actually has 2 memory cards, whereas like every other color has only 1 memory card. So red has Agent's memories, purple has Maverick's memories, black has Rebel's memories, and green
Right.
has 2 memories. They have Doll's memories, and then they have sibling memories. So
Oh.
green is the most broken color.
Yeah.
More memories, dude.
I always forget the name of it in full.
Yep. Ban
It's
green.
a lot of memory.
That's another card that could be a nice little counter to Aegis Memories. It's not a 100% heal, but it's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
it turns agents into a one. I mean, that's why I run it
It's always been good.
for most of my decks now. It's just,
Yeah.
it really sets just one sibling memory sends a dungeon player back pretty rough.
I do have to give credit to the guy on the TEPPEN Global Facebook group, though. I don't know his name, but that's where I got it from.
Oh.
Plagiarism, can't cite
Yeah,
the
that's
source,
great.
dude. Oops.
Are we just looking up cards with memory in the name now, or what?
I think so. I mean,
Oh no, sorry, purple is still broken. They have erased memories.
oh, got him.
Oh yeah.
In that Iowa.
Man.
That's
Dang
the
it,
sick
purple.
loss, right?
Yep.
Isn't there false memories or something?
I mean, I just typed in memories and that's what popped up.
Oh,
I mean memory.
yeah, maybe false memory. But let's see. That Ashura Senku deck, I swear to God, I've seen the exact same deck under like every other hero, and it still works because you don't even the hero art's not even that important. You just have a bunch of agility units and shields, and at least against red, obviously, you're just off to the races, and it's like, well,
Right.
I had a match where I pulled like I had like 2 Hellbats at the beginning. I got my 3rd. I had a couple Bushins. Guess how many of those like 6 detonates landed?
Oh, 0?
Fucking 0. It was ridiculous. It was like an exercise in frustration, and it was just
Pretty rough.
one Astalos versus the fucking world. And by the end, it was just like, oh, it's 11-9 now, dude.
Yeah, I agree with the proposed change that I keep
man.
seeing going around, that blade shattering defense should just only work on a green unit.
Yep. Yep.
That'd be cool.
Solves a lot of Valstrax problems, solves Astalos
Valstrax
problems.
problems. It sounds like you need an exterminator.
Wait,
pretty
can you
much
say
do.
that change for me one more time?
Blade shattering defense, the plus 3 health
Oh.
HP and shield would only work on a green unit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the reason why shields are even extra annoying now in dual color decks, right? Because before it was only wall jump, since block was only for green as well. But now with blade shattering defense, there's another easy one that isn't growth specific.
I
Right.
think the memory requirement for that should be higher than 2.
I mean, it's great.
I
but,
did-
like,
I disagree only because
Slightly higher
go-
than 2. Make it
go
make it 4.
play. See, that's gonna like not be a big difference to these Akuma decks or Rathalos decks, but it's just gonna make mono green even more shit.
Exactly.
I mean, getting there isn't that difficult, but the fact that you can generate like shields that early with very little effort is kind of disgusting.
How many mono green decks that aren't Resonate X do you play though? Because getting that memory is fucking hard. It's really
I don't
fucking
know.
hard. Because I mean, that's the thing
That
is
looks
so
funny
many of
anyways.
our actions are based on a unit that we have to play, right? Versus
Yeah.
targeting enemy units or things you can just throw out there. And that's why green is like the most prone to bricking if you go action heavy. So if you don't
Wanna
have a
add-
unit to play, you're
Is
just
it a big deal that you can't run 6 shields in your deck anymore? Like,
in the
That a
current
problem?
meta, yeah, it is. With Denjin and Rakoha, it is.
yeah. That's
I do
true.
want to add one more thing is like, green already is in a bad spot as far as like all the color spectrum goes. And it's like, why would you want to take away their one thing that makes them, unique or thriving, shield?
Yeah, I'm all for removing it from these dual color decks. I mean, that's how it's felt like being a green player. It's like you're taking our toys and
You do them
doing way
better.
better with with
Just
than
make
us.
all the shields cost 6, Smile. Then only green heroes can use them.
All right, make
That
detonate cost
overcost
10.
value.
Sure.
Make all your on damage spells cost 10.
Damn.
Yes. 10.
mean,
6 damage, dude.
I have to find that balance, but right now it's way too risky for, damage effects when shields cost as low as they do, right? Like you could just find yourself in a hole and,
Denjin Incendiary Grenades disagrees with you. And Calamitous.
well, yeah, that's only Denjin. That's the thing, though. Like Denjin's already overtuned, right? But like, I mean, the same logic applies where you say like, well, getting memory's tough for decks other than X Resonate. I mean, it's the same logic with Denjin, right? Like you don't see that many actions in a Hadouken deck because they play differently.
Yeah, but
And
to that
Denjin's
point, to that point though, is Shinku decks generally don't have a problem with shields that much either because of all their on-play damage that you don't generally get a unit to shield.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. That's why they have to find that balance, right? Like if green had more units that generated shield on deploy or something like that, to balance out the red on damage play or whatever. I mean that kind of makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to balance this. We've talked about this before.
I do agree that shields are frustratingly annoying, and that's not what green needs is more shields. But I am also have always been opposed to let's nerf green because black mixed decks and green and red mixed decks are doing these things because color is already struggling as it is.
Yeah. I'm fine with making their stuff more tanky and defensive, but like I don't know.
Put some
The
heals
way they
in. Don't
decided to do
shield
this time with
everything.
Resonate is just so bad, right? Like they shouldn't be able to hyper buff that fast.
Yeah, I mean it's just a problem. They like taking away the shields first without toning down damage output and destroys that are out there is it needs to. They both need to be done at the same time, or one side's just gonna have a really awful time.
Yeah, that's always been the case. Like if you remove one thing, then the thing that was controlling it, or the thing that was controlling, will start to get played again, right? Because I don't know, we don't see growth that much anymore. Main growth units
I was gonna say we got some growth units.
or like Ascension in general. But I said this yesterday. Like there might be a point where like Yawn Ascension or just Green Ascension in general might make a comeback because a lot of those cards didn't get nerfed. It was just Yawn that got nerfed and a little bit of Huatl, right? And then, I mean, that was it. So
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of those cards are still really good. Call the Battle's ridiculous. It wasn't touched.
I always made this point, and will always make this point is yes, those cards were powerful, and the reason why they didn't need nerfs was they were only broken because of Yawn. Again, last season you didn't see Nero's running rampant or X's running rampant with those cards. because they're just such a big mana
Yeah.
investment, and removal is just so powerful in this game, and there's so much of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
again, to get a Rainy Turtloid online, most case scenario, that's 7 mana, right? 3 cost unit, then 4 on that. Just to get Demonic Intimidation is just,
Yeah, it gets balanced.
that's anyone back behind. That wasn't Yawn, and that was the thing, is just didn't really work very well.
Dude, green is that color, dude. You want to go over to your friend's house to play his new video game console, dude, but you don't want to hang out with the friend.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, yo, you go over there. It's like y'all got that fucking Dreamcast. You got Sonic Adventure, dude.
Struggle.
You got Shield Adventure. I'll take 6, dude. God.
I
Yeah.
do want to add on to Christie's speculation that Yanli Ascension might see more play, and I did a stream and I was playing on my Smurf account and I was playing Yanli for a bit, Ascension. I know Christie was there for that.
Mhm.
And out of the handful of games that I played, there was one thing I noticed about the deck was that the early game is still strong. It's still Yanli early game, amazing. But this also goes hand into hand what Thirsty Games was saying. There being so much removal in the current meta, especially Rakoha, because Rakoha is just nuts. So with all that removal, it makes the mid to late game for Yanli like really bad. So if you play Yanli
Right.
Ascension, your early game is good, but you actually don't have a very stable mid to late game, and that's probably gonna make you lose a lot of your games. Is what I noticed.
You can't select one anymore.
Yep.
And that is with Yawn, who can like recover really bad from losing one of those units, right? With a Yawn on it, it's really rough. It was rough last meta, and it's just as rough this time to recover from those big mana hits. I mean, there's a reason. Like right now, the meta is either rush down or control. There's no real kind of board building presence going on, and that's kind of Green's thing. And it's why Jills are in such a bad spot, because they're Red's version of that, of trying to build board presence.
Yep. I wanted TEPPEN to go back to where you had to build like board presence. I think that was like a much more fun card game than full control. Even though I'm like a control player at heart, I need my opponents to at least like try to build boards so I could destroy them. But it's so boring to play the control matchup mirror.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mirrors are pretty rough. I don't know. I feel like all these different archetypes do need to exist in order for the game to like actually, have a healthy competitive environment. But it feels like everything is just so overtuned now that, you reached a point where it's just so extreme. Like you're either winning or losing almost from the start. And it's kind of hard to control at times.
Core
I
2,
don't know.
dude. Telling you.
Core 2, yeah. Get rid of the original core.
I've been
That
seeing
might-
a lot of
Might
posts
shake
about
things
that.
up.
I think it would be
lot of people
easier
vote
to
for
to manage like just balancing. Well, it wouldn't be as urgent to balance all the cards that they have total like now, rather than just okay, we'll keep core, but we'll just balance it.
Yeah.
Because what's a problematic card in core that's still going? FD Ryu, Malice,
Wall jump.
Wall Jump. Delete it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this,
Yeah,
man.
there's more ones.
You get rid of the shields, it's not gonna save you. It's not gonna make Jill higher tier.
Whoa. Says who?
Damn.
Says
Damn.
who?
We went there.
Says the Denjin and Zero decks that don't use those.
I know. I'm just. It's just frustrating when you can't even get anything close to like a a game going when it's just like, nah, bro, you just wasted all that mana.
Oh, no,
Lair
I know.
comes out, dude, kills your fucking Hellbat. All you're left was with a fucking a 2-cost detonate that's gonna get fucking negated for free. So you just spent 5 mana on nothing. Yikes.
Seems good.
I mean, I think the day we were supposed to originally do the podcast on Monday, when I was pretty much like, I don't know if I can do it because I was just too salty. Was just a match
Same.
with a 0, and I dropped a feline, and then that got bounced. Dropped the feline again, and then Felicia'd on it, and then got everything, and then just got souls returned, and which Felicia pulled out a God Karma, so that was great to finally get that, just to have that bounce back.
I fucking
then-
hate Souls Return.
Got the God Karma out again, and just got bounced again through Souls Return again. So, yeah, it's fun.
Schmo's asking, what deck do you play, Thirsty?
I mean, now the deck that I'm playing the most that wins is black, green, X Heart Tank.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just another dual color player.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Like I said, I was making a cat deck before this.
Cat
All
deck.
mono green.
All cats.
God, dude, I'm glad you mentioned Monday, because, dude, this Monday it was like everything was wrong, dude. Like, Iowa was still at work. Fucking Thirsty's like, I'm gonna be late, and I'm salty. Tuned into Chris's stream before. He's salty. I'm like, this isn't a good idea.
Monday was rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's like having so many losses and just like not feeling it at all.
It's not even the losses that get me. It's just the 0 deck is the most infuriating thing to play against. Like, I hate playing against a Denjin too, but it's nowhere near as frustrating as playing against a 0 deck.
Yeah. You're just constant.
Because-
It's like you move one
Wait,
step
action
forward,
phases.
2 steps back.
There's
Yeah,
just so
too
many
many action
answers. There's so many action cards. They have so many answers to everything, and you don't know which answers one asshole's running over the other one, because they could just mix in whatever they want. Like, yeah, do you usually run into 2 souls returns? No, but did I? That one time I played Felicia and pulled out things? Yes.
Well, they spend like the first 30 seconds just spamming actions until they find what they need. So like getting V at the start is pretty common because of that.
I'm so sick of. Yeah, V is my most hated card
I know.
It's funny because
right now.
you can pinpoint the exact moment they find V because they just stop spamming actions for a good like 10 seconds, and it's like, all right, they have V, we got to prepare for this, and sure enough, here he comes, like every
Oh,
time
dude.
without fail. Like, okay, they stop doing stuff, they have V.
And
They have to wait.
it's such a heartbreaking card, because even when you know what's coming and preparing for it, it's still such a roll of the dice. They're still gonna get value out of that card, like no matter what. Unless you preempt an action to start the phase, they're going to get 2 units out of V that are worth bare minimum 10 mana.
They always
for
have a
an 8 mana
negate,
card.
though. They're gonna get 2 no matter what. Ugh.
Yep.
Dude,
Well, yeah, if you play the first thing, then they probably have a negate. And
They always have
just
one.
the fact that they can use, as long as they don't get Nightmare, they can use their summons to trigger Maverick's memories if they absolutely have to, is just so stupid.
Yeah.
One of
Double
the games
nightmare.
I played yesterday, I had a super satisfying moment where someone played a V and I was fast enough to clear it before they played an action. It was like, yes, dude. Who plays? I mean, that's why like the smarter players will always play V in an occupied lane, which is like, what the hell are you supposed to do then? Not play units? I don't know. It's just really frustrating because it's like Claire is the one answer, and that since there's no way you can get 3 explorers before they magically have it in their opening hand, so
That's why my favorite matchup ever was when I was playing Denjin and someone was playing a black-purple V deck. It was only about V, and I got to kill him 3 times in one match. Felt great.
Yeah. Rebirth V is pretty stupid.
yeah,
I'm starting to realize I actually think I prefer Nightmare almost. Unless I'm playing Dungeon, I almost prefer Nightmare, because you get 2 Griffins is insane, and then Shadow sucks for most decks because you're trying to take care of the V while the Shadow is just getting immensely huge.
Well, that's the thing. Like, with Tarakuman's Exodia deck, he ended up getting like top 5 with it or something. I forget where he ended up. But he posts his list, and it actually runs a hook shot. And it's really smart when you think about it, because if you start with V and you do summon Nightmare against like flying decks, you're pretty screwed, because they're just going to fly over Nightmare and do so much damage over time. You can't do anything about it. But then give it a hook shot, all of a sudden it's an anti-air card. So I really like that as a tech choice for Exodia decks. I think people should bring hook shot back, even though I hate that card. It's a necessary evil if you want to like deal with flight decks.
I've also noticed a lot more people have been running Miraculous Awakening to put on their V too, because dealing
Yeah.
with that once
pretty-
isn't enough.
Pretty scary scenario if you can't.
Why did they
MP plus
or
2.
deny it?
It's
MP
great.
plus 2? And I
Yeah.
still think outside of like sealing it, it's still one of the best return to your EX pocket cards, right? Because you don't have to return it early. You can just keep them out there to get full
Well,
value
it's on
before
death,
it actually
yeah.
does. Yeah, which is
So there's a few ways around. You could banish with Blockade Strike. Obviously,
Yeah.
green has seal. Purple could steal it or negate, right? So there's
but
Half a
ways around.
yawn, dude.
there is ways, but it's still rough when most of those answers are easily negatable.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's
You kind of have to
what's-
bait it or find the counters, but yeah, I mean that's just how purple is in general, right? You have to expect you're going to lose one exchange or two or more.
I would
When
give
you
up
find all the
shields.
things.
I would give up shields and remove it as a mechanic in this game if we can get rid of negate as a mechanic in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd give up anything to get rid of fucking brainwash, honestly.
I mean,
I mean,
keep
negates are bad,
brainwash,
but-
I just like at least then you can have those cards that are an answer to brainwash that don't get negated.
That's true. But, ugh, dude, I that's one counter that I should put on my stream is negated brainwashes or something like that. But like situations where it's like I have the card, I play a big card, I'm ready to be the pullout king, ready to use that rescuer's bullet, and have it be like, oh, sorry, I had a negate in my hand too, so.
Just run 3 rescuer's bullet to deal with one card. What's the problem?
I did have somebody do that once too. I was fighting some Ryu and it was just like, fuck, Rescuer's Bullet. Okay, I'm gonna kill that card first. He's like, Rescuer's Bullet. It's like, okay, dude. I got
Yeah.
yelled at when I tried to run 3 of those at the beginning of the card set. Will was like, dude, 2. Card's good.
Double bullet is pretty annoying
It's a good card.
in the same action phase. It's pretty tough to deal with.
It's just wacky that we have like every color has an answer to brainwash now, but all those answers are since they don't cost 4 or more, which would also be kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
They can be negated.
Well, the best answer is Zombie Dungeon. You can just put speech on your own unit when it's getting stolen, and then it's their problem now.
I mean, something interesting that I noticed with decks in general is that there's just like 3 cost units are in, baby. They're like 3 cost spam, dude.
Yep.
I mean, technically 2 with the zombie build, but it's just
Zombies, they're
When
technically
you-
2s and in some cases 1s.
yeah. When you're able to just spew units at the enemy, it's really nice. So when you have to play that. Sometimes 3s, even 4, it kind of gets a little sketchy. It's like, oh man, that's a liability. Valstrax is worth it because, all the decks that run him have some way to protect him 100,000 times and
Yeah.
make sure you get your value. But it seems like it's an interesting replacement to Mana Ramp is making units like super cheap or give you MP back.
Yeah, I think I mean we're gonna talk about Valstrax, of course, but yeah, I think the interesting point that you bring up is that like Valstrax is only really viable when you can protect it with green, right? With shields.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some mono red like reuse try it, but you just can't really protect it. You have to explore for shields with Carlos maybe. Like Jill could run it because you can protect it.
Could,
And
theoretically.
sometimes Rathalos Blazing Wall, but at that point you want more shields. Like even mono red Blazing Wall has a problem protecting it because they only have Blazing Wall, so you can only use that so many times. So it really suffers in the action phase where you just can't protect it unless you use like Rescuer's Board, I guess. Then it seems like a waste. I don't know, but when I think they designed Valstrax, they had it with mono red in mind. They didn't consider the fact that it could be in dual colors, specifically green. But here we are now.
Here we are.
I don't know. Like, you could make it a 6, but then it would just be unplayable. But I wouldn't
Good.
care.
Good.
I don't know.
Good.
Would that be the biggest strategy? I don't know.
I don't know. What would be the fair way to do it? Take agility off it. That'd be great. Thanks. Bye. Welcome. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
to my TED Talk.
units shouldn't have ability in the first place. I'm on the fence about Lucia because she's legendary, and same with like Devil Dante. Like I think the legendary cards, it's okay to do flight and agility, the double trigger action, sure, bolt reavers, whatever. But when you start putting them on cards that you can carry 3 elves, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I think I was mentioning that yesterday. It was like agility used to just be a legendary thing, and it, it was still like, oh shit, this card came out, but
Yeah.
it was just one, right? Like it wasn't Valstrax, or I don't like the little chickens that green got either for that reason. They're just having the agility. I think like the monkeys weren't too bad in black because
Well,
they're
the same
really
thing,
easy
right?
to kill.
Low HP.
Yeah,
But they
the
can
lower
get-
HP.
Buffer if you have more.
Yeah.
You only get to it here in black, not green. And I've seen it in black-green decks, but
So make
Go on.
Valstrax have a gang mechanic where if you play another one, it buffs the other one. Oh my god.
But since it's green, you give it health and shield.
Oh, and shield. Just gets shield
True
when,
memory.
when homie shows up, dude.
2 memory. That's a really good cost.
Oh, there we go. 2 memory. Done.
Balance.
Print. Oh god. I mean, because it's like it's 2/5 flying. So 2/5 is the stat line for a 3-cost card. So for 2 mana, you get rush, flight, agility, overall douchey card. You get it all. And I mean, there are ways to get agility onto it, but you need to do that action thing, and that's a liability. And it's the same reason I don't like Lucia. But yeah, at least building, I don't know. That's why I called fucking Valstrax the 3-in-1, dude, because you can build the same thing. You could just play actions to modify a previously existing card to get that. But that means you have to play an action, and that's bad.
it all comes down to actions.
Yeah.
Not many games are determined by units at this point. Actions are
Yikes.
important. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I just it is just really frustrating that there's just so much emphasis on action right now that sometimes units are just completely, forget about it, just don't need them. And then you'll run into that
Yeah, man.
occasional fucking deck on ranked or free where it's just like, I don't have any actions. It's like, so the guy makes you work for it. All your actions are like, damn, dude.
They're pretty rare. I've only seen a couple like that. Like
Yeah.
a Japanese Hadouken player used almost no actions, which is smart, but at the same time, it was a bit weaker. And then I ran into a raging demon deck that refused to respond to my actions, and it was really frustrating.
That's
Like
right.
he just kept passing, waiting and passing. It was really frustrating.
I think I had like a Morgan Ascension deck that kicked my ass because it was just like, I'm gonna do all these instant effects and absolutely not play any actions, and I was like,
That's
stop.
crazy. Organ deck without actions.
I know. So I'm expecting it, expecting a reply, and it's like, no. Okay, fine, whatever.
Like when they won't even negate, that's when you know it's serious, right? Like
And that's the mind games right there. I was like, she just have like 3 of them waiting to go. She's just saving them.
yeah.
I gotta tweak my Nero Fudge Memories no action deck now. Bring that back.
No action deck. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like all the sources of agility right now are just like good vessels for buffing, so just buff the crap out of it. And I've seen that same deck with Hyakuretsu, with Ashura, with Hey Nico, with fucking everything.
Devil Breaker would do it too. Yeah.
Devil Breaker. I think I've seen it with Devil Breaker as well. It's just great. It's flexible, but at the same time, it's just so boring. And there's it's frustrating because I don't have anything to copy. It's all cheap units.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, the thing
Nico
is,
aggro, dude. Yeah.
baked in, right? It's comes with the unit,
Yeah.
free of charge, so you don't have to explore for it anymore like you used to with green. This comes for cheaper.
That's the thing. That's what made it so fucking more satisfying and balanced when you actually had to play a unit, get the Explorer, play the Explorer, have it land. Why do that when it's fucking baked right into the card?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big
Right.
yikes. People are
Yeah,
shocked
it's
about
funny.
Hey
There's
Nico.
There's some agility actions, right?
Yes.
But you don't really see those in play outside of the legendaries, right?
Yeah, let's see. Agility action.
Iowa, do you still use that one agility action in your deck? It has like the
Sure.
ostrich on it. It's a
The green
card.
one, yeah.
Whoa,
That
every
one is-
color has one.
That one is probably one of the best actions in that deck, and I like it better than the black one. But the black one you still want to run as a 1x because you can use it as like a kind of like a 1-2 hit kind of you're dead thing.
Oh,
How
the
come you don't
blood.
want to?
Yeah,
How come you don't want to run two of them?
two of them because they could clog.
Mm.
And
What's wrong with
sometimes like early game, you probably wouldn't want as much since the memory thing is like 4.
I'm also joking because it's a legendary, so you can only run one of it.
Oh no, he's not talking about Bolt Reapers. He's talking about the
Lightning
one that adds
Fast?
spillover.
Oh, okay.
Or
Starvation.
Frenzy.
No,
Bloodbath.
Bloodbath.
Impulse. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking
Bloodbath
about for a second
Impulse.
ability.
It pretty much is Bloodbath Impulse.
Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yeah, I run two of those in my guild deck too. It's great.
I mean, like the stat boost you get out of Bloodbath is 2/3. It might as well be Starvation, but with instant attack and spillover now.
It's crazy, but it does require
See-
some memory. It can break.
Yeah.
I had that
It's two
issue
memory
with
for the
Bloodbath.
full stats though, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I always assume
Yeah.
it's the full package. Like when someone plays it, I'm like, "Fuck, instant attack," and then sometimes it doesn't happen, and I'm like, "Oh, we're playing the game."
I mean, I saw one guy still trying to use Reckless Charge in green. I was like,
Huh.
really?
HP
We're
plus,
gonna try
yikes.
to use that?
Yeah, Bloodbath heals more. It heals the same, and gives spillover, and gives 2 attack, and does it. I hate it.
It's interesting because I saw that card and I was like instantly like, "That's a good fucking action," but we didn't see it that much at the beginning.
Isn't Bolt Reavers a 2?
Bolt Reaver is 2.
Yeah.
We
But
got
the
them all
rest are
pulled up. Strangely
Just,
enough, 2 of them are legendaries.
Yeah.
Purple and black
But
gotta
they are-
work for it.
They're like agility, but I don't know. It seems like an okay trade.
Yeah, Lightning Fast is one of my favorite cards, even though it's green.
Damn.
Holy shit, dude. Even though, dude.
It's green, but I'll let it slide.
a good card.
It's okay this time.
This one, yeah, just this once.
And it's a low cost action and it's green. Of course it's good, dude. I could totally make a non-green deck and put that fucking motherfucker in, dude.
You're only really gonna make it work in a non-green deck. So it's fine.
Slap 0. This baby can hold so many green cards, dude. I've seen people do that too, where they just like, Zero doesn't have any fucking good decks, so I'm gonna make a fucking purple green thing just to use Rezo X because he's fun. Just
Resonance.
what? I was so like, I was so shocked and appalled. I also saw a black green Nurg that was rebirthing Rezo X to the field, and I'm like, have you considered jumping off a cliff?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to hate like what are these weird things? I welcome it now though. It's just so much more actual playing compared to Zero Exodia or going against Denjin. So
It's
I'll take
true,
it.
but
I-
Rezo
like,
X is
I-
almost the.
it's just funny because I have noticed like just watching a lot of streamers, and I'm guilty of it too, but we like complain when we see people trying new things, but then we also complain about running into the same shit over and over. So it's like I welcome this new stuff at this point. Like I don't need to play the same play-by-play with Exodia, or because I'd be, it's we all do it when they play like a card you haven't seen. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? What is your problem? What do you even do? It's like, and then I think of like, well, I played these dumb decks too. It's like I'm just trying to have fun at this point. So
I lost to a Hey Nico player that got a 0/10 tomboy on his Ascended Oro. And I said, wait, no, that's illegal.
It's enough of this game, dude.
No, literally, as soon as it said 0/10 on there, I just got up and took a break. I was like, all right, guys, I'll be back in a minute. I just let it go. I just walked away. I was like, I this is unwinnable. I was playing Denjin. I was like, what am I supposed to do about this?
And that is
Yeah.
why Oro was banned.
Yeah, I learned that day why it's still a problem.
How intense would the heals have to be on green cards in order to replace shields?
it'd have to be pretty
3 and
intense with how
4.
Dungeon is right now.
How
3 and
much?
4, I think is fair.
How much healing per mana would be fair?
3 and 4.
3 and 4 mana per one, or 3 and 4 HP per mana?
Yup.
Yikes! Get in the car. That's really good. I gotta explore for that kind of value, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's really good, but you also like that's just how to deal with the damage. It sucks to be a Joe player. I acknowledge that. It's definitely worse than being an X player right now. But the problem is you have Ryu pumping out all this damage.
Yeah.
That it's just like of why I've tried putting in healing because I've always kind of used to like running healing over just shields, but it's just not worth it between Ryu, Rikoha, 15 Mad Massacres that they always draw, like 3 mana, that's 15 damage right there.
Well, shield is just so
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, Schmo says when you can shield 11 damage for 1 MP right now, healing can't replace it. For sure, I would just like an alternative that doesn't completely undermine my efforts. Like I said, I fucking grab all the Deados and it's just like I use 2 MP and they respawn for free and I get nothing. Even if they somehow lost a little HP, it would be a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, but with the damage that Ryu's are pumping out,
Exactly. And I mean, it's obviously not something you're gonna change overnight, but I would like it to not be so prevalent that shields are like, ooh. It's basically a negate for red actions. I mean, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Non-Denjin stuff, the multi-hits, dude.
you
Right.
just gotta start playing more multi-hit stuff.
I made some what do you call it? Some newish approach to Mono Red Jill where I was like, I'm just trying something different, something new. And it had some Ascension in it because I was like, okay, let's get Blade and then we'll put some Unleashed in there and we'll make my own fucking Valstrax. Actually earn that shit. It didn't work out too well and I was like testing it out and I was in ranked because I was like 1500 anyway. And it puts me against fucking Time Rocker and he's playing Denjin and I'm like, oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay. So I get some solid cards on the board and like antibody, and it's just like he had Denjin multi-hit cards lined up, and it was just like, Jesus Christ, it just shreds everything. You play a shield, well, I'm gonna hit you twice.
And they get the memory 4 really easy. So once you get the memory 4, you basically unlock the rest of the game for Denjin.
Which takes
It's
about
like
3
really
seconds.
good.
For 8 memories, but you're gonna get there.
That's a scary thing even with like Incendiary Grenade, right? Is you can't even try to spread the damage out with more units. It's just they're taking that damage.
Yeah, the device is guaranteed.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous that like put Nash down antibody and I had like 2 shields on hand. It's just like multi-hit action goes out. I try to put a shield on. Multi-hit action. No, he's fucking dead. He's straight up dead.
Yeah, Calamitous is pretty nutty, even without a Denjin buff, because it's a 3 for 7 after the memory.
Yeah, Eruption is
But it comes in spurts, right? So
I
you
wish
get
we
more.
could see the fucking like Denjin status on it, because minus
Yeah.
question mark minus question mark, is it gonna hit me for 7 or is it gonna hit me for like 85?
Yeah, it's not too helpful. They should definitely like show numbers, but they haven't done that for a lot of actions.
Yeah.
Some of them are just question marks. Kind of sucks. Like
Just put like a little sparking effect on it to be like, this is Denjin. Be nice.
yeah.
Just put, instead of minus question mark, if it's Denjin, just say just dead. Just dead. Destroy. Twice.
Man,
Just
remember
card
when
gun
board
bad.
wipes used to cost like 7 mana?
Oh my
Yeah, I mean, I was pointing out. I mean, remember cards like Dragon Lord's Judgment, right? Like 5 cost. You know, deal 12 split damage. Like, why would anyone play that card now? It just got completely power crept by some 3 costs, and that's a legendary.
I
Yeah.
used to be scared of that card. I used to have to play around it.
I felt
Yeah.
deep shame that I was doing red purple Jill when someone used that on me, and I was like, actually no. For 2 mana, I say no.
Remember that card?
No.
Yeah, so there was that, and then I'm seeing like some people try Turf War, but it's just never worth it. Like, I don't know why you would try that. It's just not cost effective.
Fucking
The only one I
turf.
can see potentially pulling that off is a Jill deck. Just 'cause
Yeah,
they're
that's-
about board presence.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
a-
Jill do that, and I also saw Denjin do it.
4 damage to all units, so it's basically Blade Scale Storm, but for 1 extra. If you get a kill, yeah, about that. It's cute. 8 Gates got
Well, they
it
were
right,
going
dude. It's
to-
real cute.
They were going to kill my units with it, but I also killed their unit before it could get buffed, so it didn't matter.
So.
Like, I didn't care.
uh,
I don't know.
That's the that card right there is the most green card in red. Just because that's so many cards in green where it's like, all right, if I have 3 units, this thing's gonna be amazing. Oh, they killed one. All right, this time, nope, they killed one.
This
Nope, they
time.
just bounced one.
Yeah, Memory
Super
7
national.
is also kind of demanding. And I don't know what happened to me, but like yesterday, fucking I like lost track of my memories so much. It was I think I used 2 or 3 Agents memories at 6. I thought I had 7. Like,
Yeah.
I like
it happens
balancing all
all
this
the
stuff, but
Yeah. It's really important to just keep track of your memory. It just sucks when like there's no like counter on the screen the whole time, right? You always have to like highlight something just to make sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thirsty. Memory 7 is pretty demanding for red. It is demanding when I'm afraid to play actions because it means fucking shitters getting bounced, or after I play 7 detonations, it should be.
I didn't
good
finish my
to-
joke.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be mad if like green decks were just like, oh, I have a singular hero shield for your agents. I'd be like, motherfucker.
Well, seven
Because, you know-
is tough for a lot of cards in general.
Yeah.
Like you see it even in the legendaries. I mean, for agents memories, it can be a little awkward if you draw it early on, and you got to work towards it. But that's one of the easier ones to get to. But like Rebels memories is really tough to get to in some cases. Dolls memories, I don't usually ever see a max Dolls memories. It's usually used earlier on, and that's probably why it's included in a lot of decks. It's just a good offensive tool, more than it is like holding it all game long, waiting for that max memory 7, right? Like, it's a really awkward number to get to.
Yeah, I would
Whereas
say-
memory 4 cards are in that sweet spot.
I do think traditional mono black decks, it is really hard to get 7 memory. I think traditional mono black decks is probably the hardest to build up memories. If you're not just
yeah.
going crazy buff spam.
Oh my
That's-
god,
that's
Krauser
most
has
good
7
off-
memory to get maximum stats?
Oh, good to see, Brio.
Yikes.
Glad you're liking it. Yeah, I mean, flying decks suck. But...
I didn't know Krauser was 7 memory.
Yeah, Krauser is really bad. I did lose to a Uro that like high rolled 2 Krausers from the graveyard at max memory, but that was never going to happen consistently. He just got lucky.
Would it be more viable if they lowered the memory count?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
He's in that awkward spot as a 7 cost, but he would definitely see more play in Ouroboros if you could like consistently, get him in the graveyard and then summon him and have a decent memory count at that point. But memory in Oro is kind of awkward
Yeah.
because you don't want to run too many actions where you brick. You do want to have units. You do want to set up your graveyard. It's just a very high roll based deck, but
Just put in some reckless brawls, dude. Come on.
just Ouroboros Cami, Ouroboros Dread King Rathalos, Ouroboros V. Sure, just do that instead. For some
Ugh.
reason, that's more consistent.
Uro is probably one of the most fascinating decks for me that I've never really given enough time to play. I just like the entire play style for it, but
It's fun. But
Gimmick Boys got to take over, and it's like, how can we play this deck without actually playing it, or this hero art without actually doing anything?
yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know. It feels like the whole identity for Ouroboros is in an awkward state right now where, I don't know. Like I want to say the best Uro deck is mono black, but it's not, and that's kind of sad.
Hmm.
It kind of hurts.
Core 2, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
The new revive cards are super gimmicky. I don't know what they were thinking. They're really random. I mean, they don't cost much. Well, the duel doesn't cost much. The brawl does. But they're both a high risk and not worth running. But I don't know. See some people get away with it.
It does feel like in terms of competitive viability, it's really only red and purple that can have mono colored decks be consistent, and that's usually
Yeah,
Zero
yeah,
Exodia or Denjin, and I think Shinku for you can do decently well still.
Why is Thirsty in China, dude?
Yeah. I think Shinku is an anomaly. Like, it's always going to be there. Not that it doesn't care about the meta, but I think it's just a really solid deck that just always played by its own rules and has a decent matchup in most cases. But yeah, like the other best mono decks are very action heavy for a good reason.
Let me see. What other decks have we seen anything new? Anything new lately? Other than Zombie Dungeon?
Zombie dive attack.
Dive Attack. I have not seen Dive Attack. I thought you were talking about Dive Bomb. I was like, that's not new.
No,
Dive
No,
Attack.
I've seen Dive Attack.
Anne's Lantern made a YouTube video about the #1 deck being dive attack, and I remember when I was streaming, I got hit with the dive attack, and then people in the chat were like, "Oh yeah, #1 is playing dive attack. It's pretty good." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen
I
some
don't know.
scummy stuff with Dive Attack with doubling Valstrax's attack and getting Rashid with it, and there's some interesting tech, but it's AoE, so it has to cost more.
The one that wrecked me was running with Makis and Eds and just gave
Yeah.
it like more damage.
That's what I ran
Combos.
into. There was one point against that deck where I was just blown away. I was like, what's going on? I'm getting overwhelmed by these Eds right now, and I don't know if I can win. It was close. I did end up winning, but I think it was because they made a mistake at one point. I can't remember. It was close, though. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh, thank God it's not Blazing Wall. Well, it took me by surprise. Those Eds were very scary. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know why.
The Ed Netty, dude.
It's
Yeah.
just 3 cost, units, man.
Yeah, just 3 costs. I think those come with combo, so.
Yep, 3 cost combo, pretty broken.
Yeah, it's
Camera
that's the wave of the future, man. You have units that cost very little, so that when you lose them, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you can just move on. But it's easier for black because they have a 2-cost spell that for some reason brings them back.
Oops.
I'm not sure why it costs 2. But
Fleet hatred,
here
dude.
we are. Yeah.
Yeah, Hatred Reborn was pretty bad idea.
When did we
it's
get
been around
that?
forever too, but I feel like
Is that
I don't
TDA?
know. It's been only recent where people figured it out.
I don't think it's a matter of like figuring it out. It's always the MP units.
Day
that
of
make it broken.
Nightmares.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at that card old.
Yeah, it's old. It's been around. I think it
Huh.
only started to see play when the Force Seekers came out with Junie. Because the idea of just bringing her back and then getting another Ascension target and getting some MP back as a result was really cost effective. But yeah, as we move on over time, like you just see it more and more now.
I think I used 1 or 2 in PP Dive Bomb back in TDA, but I don't remember realizing the impact of that.
Possible. Yeah, it's a big deal. But yeah,
But here we are.
they introduce more recosts with good value, and then yeah, you start to see it more.
True that. Oh, dude, that's right. I wanted to say, you get Chain of Fists. That's why green needs a card that does the same thing, but healing randomly. Just
Ooh,
throw some heals.
random fist deal.
Random fist heal. That'll be great, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
might as well.
Because I was thinking of
Random.
like fucking 1-cost healing actions that would be worth. I mean, it had the power creep honey. Gives a random shield gross. No.
They would definitely say that. First time 1 shield, the second time 2 shields.
No. I did not in the last couple weeks, but I had that one Chun-Li player that literally played 3 Elder Frosts, and I was like, am I dead yet? Fucking so many shields.
Not enough shields.
God, dude. 3 at once. Yeah, just use that against Denjin. It's fine.
Yeah. So
Then you Oro and Hey Nico. That's fair.
Yeah, because that's fair, dude.
it's the most broken deck, man. I had no answers.
Those are the cards that I don't like. Is when you make a card that specifically hits somebody like a deck, and they have no answer to it. And Oro is so easy to do. So like when you play competitively and you queue into that in ladder, it's like, holy shit. I just lose
Yeah, you
straight
just
up.
instantly lose.
Yeah, if you're mono red, that card is.
Just bad luck.
It's just not going away unless you have like a very specific sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I just couldn't do anything. Like even Black Dungeon couldn't do anything because he's descended, so you can't even fade him. You'd have to run Malice, but I don't do that
Oh,
anymore.
gross.
And
I
that's
hope.
in black. That's not even a red card.
Yeah, that's a black tech option.
Yeah, I hope at some
Like,
point they
like, struck
standardize
there,
that
right?
stuff with like Malice and bringing a card back with playing effects. Because we have like when on the field effects, and then we have like when played, and I feel like
Oh yeah, yeah.
using Malice to get rid of like an on play effect is so fucking cheap, dude. Fucking Nero, dude. Love the card. Oh man. Got Malice. He's a 2/4 now. But I have 8 Explorers. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Nope.
fucking matter.
You don't really see Malice that much anymore though, because
Really?
yeah, it's more of a Hado zombie thing. Like you don't do it in Dungeon Zombies, and like I guess Zero Zombies would do it too. Not really to get into it like too much, but I feel like Sigma is starting to see less impact this meta, which is probably one of the bigger surprises for me this month. And I talked about it in greater detail, yesterday, but I mean, Sigma's there as a fallback plan in case your initial idea doesn't work. But in general, you don't really need Sigma that much anymore. He's nice, but sometimes he gets sealed, banished, stolen. Like, you can't do much about it. You can still win regardless. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I still think he's great. He's still an insane card. But I feel like he's not as integral as people might think he is.
Yeah, what deck was it I saw that didn't even have him, and I was like, what? What am I looking at? Was it a dive bomb deck? Was it the green black dive bomb? Did they use him?
I think they took him out. They might use him. It depends.
I think every
think-
deck should use them.
He's really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's for late game.
Yeah, that's the fallback plan, right? Like I said. So like, but a lot of these decks and matches are happening like so fast now, and I don't know, playing a 4-cost 2/4 can feel really bad in those matchups. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he also instantly becomes a 2-mana 4/8, which is even better than a lot of
Does
5 cost and 6 cost.
if you can
So-
find them.
That's why I think if
Which-
they were to like nerf him, if they upped his mana cost by 1, it would be a huge like kick.
Yeah,
That might make the card not viable anymore.
I mean, there's been some games where I just don't find Sigma until the end, and it feels really bad. Some games I find him right away, and then he comes back in my hand as soon as he gets revenge. That's awesome. It's just not that consistent, right? Like if it was very consistent, then yeah, it'd be insane. But getting him the draw, getting 4 mana to play him, hoping he doesn't get sealed or banished, whatever, and then getting him back as a 2-cost revenge is a longer process. And in the meantime, you have to not lose. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying Sigma's bad now.
Yeah.
It's just the meta's moving fast in most matchups, and he can be a bit slow.
That's the other thing with all the agility, man. It's
Like,
making it less likely to go to that end game, that Sigma end game.
yep, exactly. That's just what I'm getting at. Oh damn, it's like that thirsty. Yeah, I know how it feels now. I guess.
He's muted.
Yeah, you're muted, buddy.
I am muted. There we go.
Yeah.
It's all right. You didn't need to hear what I was saying.
Oh,
Just lots of rage and frustration.
what's up, Time Rocker?
Where did I?
What's up,
But,
Time?
I mean, it's yeah, all those things kind of suck with Sigma, but the reason why there's all those things to worry about is just because he is such a big target, and I think there's value in that too, right? Like
Oh yeah.
putting down a card that's going to make someone change their game plan and just go crazy on trying to get rid of this one card can be extremely beneficial.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely draws a lot of attention.
Just ban agility. Swear to God, I ran into like 4 or 5 decks. The one day I was actually playing off stream, and just 4 or 5 decks in a row was just the same thing of like agility units, go to card list, agility filter. Okay, put 3 of every one of them in. It's like 3 colors, doesn't matter.
Isn't that what it is? Or was it Flight? I forget. Like, is he posted a list this month, and it was like all agility or something, or all Flight?
Yeah, he's like, I'm doing pretty well. Like he sounded like he was surprised. I'm like, it's just all agility cards. What do you think is happening?
Yeah, well, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, we saw similar kind of approaches before. I noticed that some of the higher end, ladder climbing boys would be like, when we could play this slow meticulous deck, we could play Yawn, or fuck it, we could just play Hyakuretsu like green black and just like rush them down. But that didn't rely on agility as much. But now we have all these options, and it's like, ooh, and everything is shifted. There's not as much ceiling going on, so why not?
Ceiling doesn't exist in this game.
Not anymore, dude. Unless you're, well, that's one thing I do not miss about the meta before, was just like 7 seals, dude. It's like top players, they only use like 2 or 3. People on ladder, oh man, I gotta break them all out.
Yeah. Ceiling is low for mono green. That's not true. There's always that one exception, and you know it.
Oh yeah, charge shot. I keep forgetting. Sorry, that's purple. That's a purple deck in my heart.
Yeah. I guess.
Dude.
But even like auto heal is pretty nutty when you think about it.
Y'all see, we welcomed a new TEPPEN Strimmer into the Discord. Who dat? Give him the shout out.
Speaking of new TEPPEN streamers,
Yeah, that's a
we had a few of them lately.
quite as a new, well, not a new segment, but just kind of something we wanted to highlight, especially today, where the a Strimmer. I put Strimmer highlight in the fucking title. I meant spotlight. Spotlight is different. Strimmer highlight.
Yeah, it can be both. We have highlights to show.
That's true. So I guess should we go to that segment now?
Yeah.
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 Give some special attention to some of the new TEPPEN streamers out there. I think we all have one in mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 3.
I don't know what
clips.
order you want to go in.
So I think we should give a little bit more background on what we're doing here. So, pretty much all 4 of us, we generally hang around inside TEPPEN streams. We're always watching anyone that starts streaming TEPPEN. I know Christy is like probably the best at doing that, and I know I don't really get to talk in a lot of streams because usually I'm working at the time, but we're watching, and we just thought this would be cool to highlight and spotlight some of these streamers and just kind of show off. I think we each like went through their VODs and made like clips that we liked. I think was that, unless that was just me and Chris.
I did.
But
I did my
yeah,
homework.
Okay, cool.
Iowa did it.
Yeah, so we did our homework.
I had to work all day, dude. Responsible person.
He was busy with work. He couldn't do homework, so.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which one are we going first?
I could go first.
Sure.
I could bring up. Let's see. My homework, my school project is on Ninja Nom, because that we've had him as a commentator, but we didn't really. I didn't notice he had never streamed TEPPEN before, but he was streaming last night. His climb with Kyle's zombie dungeon deck, and also receiving some assistance in his ears for that, and it was just lots of fun to watch. And I have a clip, so we can just check this out. Nice little comeback moment. Let me see if I find the right audio levels.
It's never gonna end.
So he's got this scary ass board here.
And
Is that Felicia at the bottom, dude?
Gonna take the damage.
I can tell this is already gonna hit me. That Felicia should be fine, but I know it's not going to be.
oh, we put speech on her.
It never.
You know
works
what?
when I
Screw it,
give my
dude.
cat the speech.
I'm gonna liberating slash him. You know what? I'm gonna liberating slash myself. That's what I'm gonna do. Ah!
Sorry, audio.
Gotta get the health back. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zombies are such. good
Can we do
weapons.
this?
It hurts my soul.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let me do this with you.
Oh, speech is doing work though.
Okay, I need
Yeah, I thought that was
attention.
a PSP case.
Like right now. Like ASAP.
that Iowa has. Turtle, so good.
Ooh, how much damage is on that memory? Like at least 9, right? But probably more.
Mm,
If there's 2 dungeons on that, then that thing's 11, and then that's gonna. The speech is gonna do 4. Put him at 11, and then. Oh, okay. I don't like what's gonna happen, but I know what's gonna
Oh
happen.
god. Take this, bitch.
Oh, I didn't realize he ascended on it, so that killed it. And it had
Yep.
the speech damage.
yeah.
Oof. Yep, and it's dungeon twice. Oh, it's dungeon 3 times.
Holes!
Poor Sigma got sealed.
Oh god.
Doesn't
I
matter.
know that poor 4/7 unit.
Hole.
Doesn't matter.
So,
Yeah, that was an in-game.
Yeah, we could also see how powerful the zombie dungeon is. We have all the speeches, the 1 HP win. That was a lot of damage to face in such a short amount of time. Uh, yeah, I think the speech tech is like it's pretty not fresh, but it like came back in a big way in the last like couple weeks.
Mhm.
I mean, just in that short time, those two speeches paired with that agent's memories was 21 damage
It's great,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
to face.
Once,
That's insane.
once speech starts to stack, it gets pretty absurd. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, he was still learning. Um, and so with the mentor Kyle P also audible on the stream, it was interesting to watch someone else learn how to play a deck. And also a little frustrating to see someone be like, "I'm still learning how to play this deck," smile, and like getting a lot of fucking points. And I'm like,
We
"God
have,
damn it, dude!"
yeah, he's a good fighting game player too. I mean, he comes from the FGC,
Yeah.
so that's where he knows Kyle. And they have, you know, he was a solid Marvel vs. Capcom 3 player, playing, Nova Spencer Strange, I think, something like that.
Yeah, that name seems really familiar. But I
Yeah.
think, as far as I could see from his past broadcast, this is that was the first time he had actually streamed Teppen. So
Yeah.
that is that's my pick of the week. That's my
Wanna
favorite streamer of the week.
want to share the link in chat of his stream? I think it's Ninja Man 15.
Yes.
Maybe. So it's a number.
I don't have a shout out command. I really need to get one of those.
It is 15, yeah.
It's 15. Okay. Yeah.
I know his Twitter is 15. I don't know about his channel.
Yeah.
I got
Should
it
be
right
there.
here, at the top. So I think that's all I have to say. It was really entertaining. As you know, it wasn't just here's the gameplay. It was like someone learning. It was fun to watch someone learn rather than just watching somebody kick ass.
Yep.
So who next?
I'll go next. So my streamer spotlight for this episode is going to be for Kinder Party, who may or may not still be here. But I want to give him a shout out specifically because he just started streaming this game recently. I think he did a little bit last night. I saw a little bit maybe, but he also streamed today for maybe like an hour or two. He is maining Zero. Gross, I know, but he actually played a little bit of Zero at the end of Marvel 3's life cycle. He also has an FGC background and history. He was definitely one of the few people trying to keep Marvel 3 alive during its later years. He also had a podcast for Marvel vs. Capcom 3
Ooh.
called
Yeah,
When's
I
Marvel.
listened to that.
Yep, had a bunch of familiar faces on there, and I always dreamt of being a guest on there one day, but I was a scrub. So I never want to be on there. But yeah, he's a really cool guy. So I've known him for a little bit now. And yeah, apparently he said I was one of his inspirations for actually getting to stream Teppen. So that's kind of cool too. But just getting more familiar faces to stream the game is always nice to see. But yeah, he's doing a good job with Zero so far. Do you want to show the clip?
Sure.
It's going to be a shorter clip, but I grabbed it from today's stream during his climb towards champion. Was that it? Yeah.
Yep.
That split though.
It's a little bit annoying.
Yeah. Now, I love his layout too. Of course, he has to show Arthur some love because he was an Arthur game in Marvel 3.
Clear the lane, Rakoha.
I know.
He's one of the best Arthurs around for sure. But yeah, he's a really cool guy, really great personality, and he's just getting into this thing. He's getting closer to champion. I think he's at 8-3 now with Zero, so he's not there yet, but he's definitely doing the climb, and he's doing a great job. And he's still learning the game too.
Hey.
So I mean, just earlier in the episode, he was asking the chat what the speech do. So, not all of us are familiar with the cards, and that's fine. You don't have to be an expert to be a streamer. I think that's what a lot of people forget. And a lot of people are like scared because it's like, well, I'm not like a pro at this game. I'm still kind of new. Like, if you want to stream, you should stream. and we've said this before. Like, don't be afraid that like, oh, we already have it on lockdown, so I can't stream during these guys, streaming. Like, no, just stream. Like, it should never be a question of like, should I do it or not? Like, just do it.
You
And there's
guys
plenty.
watch my streams. I choke so hard all the time. Like you do
Dude,
not have to be good.
me
at this
too.
game.
Yeah, and it takes a while to get used to it, but Kinder just finally just took the leap, and he's asked me in the past. I remember him being in my streams like months ago, like, "What's your stream setup like? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm not really doing much. I'm just plugging my phone into my laptop and clicking start stream on OBS. Like that's all I'm really doing, and I have like a little bit of stuff set up, and that's it. But like he finally started, and I'm really happy for him. And he seems to be doing well so far with Zero. Of course, he's doing the Exodia stuff, and he's probably going to stick with it. But he's going to keep going and learning the game, and he's only going to get better from there. And it helps to stream and show your progress. I think people would love to see that. So yeah, give him a follow. Twitch.tv/kinderparty. I can type it in here for you.
Yeah, don't be afraid to stream if you feel like you're not that good. I'm not that good. I had that one stream where all I did was just do that meme like rocket launcher X Hunters thing, and you can have fun with it. You don't have to be a serious climber. You can mess around. People will watch it. If you're afraid of viewers, especially if no one is streaming at the time, like people will find your stream. I feel like there are like at least 20 dedicated dudes that are just like they're checking out that category every once in a while. So it's a very good game if you want to like start building like a smaller follow base.
People will watch.
So
Next.
don't be afraid. Next.
Such a good start. I can go up next. As if Mallet has the clip up and ready.
I do.
So the streamer that I would like to highlight is Cosplay Fitness. I know so Briu was mentioning him earlier, and I wanted to keep a straight face and make it a surprise. I was going to mention him. He's also new into streaming TEPPEN. Plays a lot of other fighting games that I've seen in his other streams. A lot of Smash Brothers, some Dragon Ball as well. But TEPPEN was his most recent stream, and seems to be learning the game as well. I think he's already in champions. But what's cool about him is he keeps switching between decks, so he's not just constantly playing the same thing. And still has that newer player excitement, which is fun to see. Not quite as jaded as some of us might be.
They don't know Keck.
So yeah, I wanted to just highlight this because it's also just a good setup and everything looks clean on there as well. And this was I mean, you can already just paused on this. You can tell what's going to happen, right? 7 health to 20 health.
No,
Shit. What happens, dude?
But yeah, let's run this.
Let's look at this clip.
Let's see. 20.
Nice.
He doesn't play anything in the next. Until I get 8.
It's also nice because as he's playing, you
Wait
can't
for
hear
me
it
to
now,
play
but
twice.
he's really good at articulating his thought process about his plays and before they come out, and I think that's really helpful in a lot of these streams as
Perfect.
well. I try to
Wanna
do
play
that,
Leon.
but not the best at it because I
It can
get
be
too
tough.
angry.
Yeah, it's pretty. I try to do it too, but sometimes I just
Did we get it?
focus
Did
too
we
much
get
and
it?
don't say anything for minutes.
Did we get it? Did we get it?
Just that perfect
got it!
11 damage after getting the
Yeah!
rush hit from Leon. It's,
Ooh.
Woo! Oh man, that
Yeah,
was
that's
close.
crazy.
That was close. My heart was racing on that
He's
one.
getting hyped.
He's so happy. He's
Yeah.
so happy to
Look at what
smear
positive.
someone's face with holes, dude.
it's crazy though,
Yeah.
looking at this clip though, because Leon only gets 1 kill on the play because of the shielded penguin. It's still enough.
Yeah, that was enough. The rush helped. It cleared the right unit, we should say, because he was
Yeah.
able to get through. Nice. Yeah.
Damn.
God. Well, they did 6 damage for that 1 kill. Sounds fine.
Oof. If that other Ryu was just a little faster in snipe, I mean, I think he still would have lost for sure with the Shinku, but oof, play was beautiful.
Yeah, it seems like the community is definitely taking a liking to this guy. So hopefully he streams more.
His reaction to holes is like my first reaction to holes. I was just I was like, I'm gonna make this into a fucking meme, and I think people call it holes because of me.
Yeah.
Those first couple streams,
Nice.
man, were exciting. I didn't actually catch the stream. I think I saw like a very small bit of it, but everyone seems to be, yeah, very impressed with him.
Good.
Pretty wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Iowa.
do you have one? What's your book
Yeah.
report on?
My streamer spotlight is on Ryuzu.
Mm.
Do you have a clip?
No. Do I still get C for
It's late.
participation? Yeah,
Participation.
participation. But yeah, Ryuzu streaming, I haven't followed, but apparently he's never streaming on the Teppen category. So
Yeah,
if you want to
he's still
follow
on
him, he is Philip is Ryuzu. Is his Twitch channel.
Right.
And I don't remember if it's 2 L's or 1 L, but I think it's 2 L's.
It is 2 L's. I have it pulled up on the stream.
Yeah, Philip
Nice.
is Ryuzu. 2 L's and Philip.
I don't know if he has any clips. Maybe just show a VOD if they're up.
He do got VODs, yeah.
I clipped something, but I don't know what the. Oh no.
Oh, did you?
Oh, it was because I missed something he said. And I wanted to rewind it real quick. So I think, you know what? I think he was streaming and Kyle P was streaming, and I was like trying to watch both of them.
I don't think he has a category selector right now, Brio, and I think that's part of the problem. Like, he never shows up on their Teppen, and we told him to change it, but I don't think he knows how because he's using just like a mobile app to stream. But yeah,
His setup's a little jank, but it's always good to see the gameplay. The level of gameplay is
through the app, so whatever microphone's on his phone is what's picking him up and the sound. So like the sound's a little off, but he's working on it, right?
Dude, he's like an underground hipster band that only plays secret shows.
you gotta know,
Yeah.
dude. You
I
have
don't
to just
know.
know. Oh, dude. Speaking of, dude, 8-Bit Blues in the chat. Where you
8-Bit
been?
Blues.
It's another guy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have him, and then
Yo,
he just
cosplay.
vanished one day when the world needed him most, dude. Oh, we summoned Cosplay Fitness.
We were just talking about you, cosplay.
For some reason, my phone isn't playing the stream today. But
Oh,
you're
no.
in chat.
Oh,
If it's not playing the stream, then he can't hear us. Is that correct?
Probably.
Unless it's also playing the
it
audio.
might be audio only, audio and chat. You might
okay.
have to change the quality. Maybe like change it to auto or something, and it'll do change the video. I don't know.
Oh my god, murderous spikes. It just
Just-
So we-
that was the other match that got me extremely salty before the stream on Monday was against the Sakuma. I was trying another mono green X deck, and I played Heavenly Kicks Chun, and he had 2 murderous spikes, even though I had a damage buff. And then I bricked, so I natural cycled and got HK Chun again, and he had the 2 murderous spikes again, even though I had a damage buff.
Wow.
So demoralizing.
Yeah. So Ryuzu's been doing like a couple, casual climbing streams pretty late, and I watched him be the first to get the 2K with Rathalos on like day 2. And then he just casually went up to like 2036 and then called it there. He's dropped a bit since then, and he's been trying like Denjin, Dive Bomb. So if you want to see some top tier play with the top decks, yeah, Ryuzu's definitely one of the guys to go to. Yeah, he's usually super focused and doesn't like talk much during his matches. but that kind of makes sense, right? You know,
Dragon
some
Lords
some
and
guys are like that,
Wesker, dude.
and
What's
he
going
makes a lot
on?
of good plays. He has really good reactions too. So definitely recommend giving him a follow.
Yeah, for
He's
those
smart.
that are
Yeah, he's very smart.
very new to the Teppen community, Ryuzu was one of the top players in the Worlds tournament back in December.
Yeah, all you gotta see is that sexy fucking, what do you call it, badge? The fucking world champion third badge.
Yeah, he has
Fucking-
the emblem for Worlds. Yeah,
That's fucking
he ended up
sick.
getting third, right?
He put us up on, you know, the leaderboard, or I don't know, because the only
North
region
America,
that
yeah.
didn't get repped was EU in top
Mm.
3.
That is true.
Ouch.
So shout outs to Ryuzu repping NA.
Mhm.
That was really a special moment when, you know, he was able to get there. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really excited watching his matches.
I was
Oh,
live
dude.
streaming that, betting drinks. He made me drink a lot.
Yo, it's all about that obsessive duel, dude. Card is really good, right? Yo, Agent's Memories to just blow up Gate. I don't know, but IDK about that one, dude. This other guy is.
That's kind of weird.
At least it's not F it kill jury.
You'll never live that down.
Nope.
Yo, sealed. Oh, that's right.
Weird.
Because that's actually a kind of interesting move there, is that his Sigma got sealed and sent to the graveyard. He used Obsessive Duel to bring it back.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
a second chance, dude.
Just seal it again with CC. Right.
It's sealed again.
Like you just can't. I mean, this Wesker didn't really play it right, but you just can't leave Sigma out there hanging in front of a green deck
Yeah.
No.
for that long and not expect it to, you know, just be fine. I mean, there's some points where I'll just sacrifice a naked Sigma on the board because I'm afraid it's going to get sealed.
Yeah, dude. Look at that golden emblem, dude. Hot.
It's a nice emblem.
Anything else to say about Ryuzu?
He's really humble.
Is he in or is he out? Just kidding. No.
He's humble, yeah, for sure. He's a nice guy.
Oh yeah, he seems
can
like
be
he's very
quiet,
nice.
but, yeah,
Yeah.
very smart. If you can pick his brain, he has a lot of good info.
A lot of good intel, dude. Is he?
Like I said, he plays like some of the best decks around. So yeah.
hmm He's definitely like one of my favorite people in Teppen. Like, if anybody was gonna be a top player and be good at Teppen and be a role model, it's Ryuzu. Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely like the face of NA for most in the community. Like obviously all of Japan knows him now.
Every single
And he's-
person.
Interviews and all this other stuff. So yeah, definitely one of the bigger names in the game. But he's finally streaming more, and yeah, I feel like more people should be watching him.
We have to
Agreed.
encourage it. So everybody go on Twitter and yell at him.
He does exist on Twitter, yes.
Which is also Philip at Ryuzu, or Philip is Ryuzu.
What
Yeah,
the
Phil.
hell is this X deck, dude?
Charge shot, baby.
Yeah, but he put that one cost red card where it's just like resonate attack +1 for one attack.
Oh yeah, yeah. the one with,
Because you need
Axel.
more attack when you're charge
Axel,
shot.
right?
Like
I
that.
just
I don't know.
I just
That's
don't
so
know what I'm
sick.
looking at. And that's
more
where I kind of
resonate.
fall apart, dude. Is like the decks where it's like, I don't know what to expect. So as a Jill player, I don't know whether to grab more fucking detonations or shields or what.
It's just
Dude,
that
imagine-
idea of like going so hard in one direction, right? Like you can't just have a couple
Yeah.
agility units. You need all agility. I can't just have charge shot resonating my attack. I need to have this other thing that resonates attack.
should give X reverberate, right? Or,
God.
Give me
X.
more. can't-
Do armor shredder on X, you just win the game, right?
If you get the charge shot off,
No.
yeah.
Who was that?
There you go. You wanted to know how much healing would be enough? Just give X reverberate on base, and then there you go.
Reverberate on his bass, dude, not treble.
I feel like there's been like some tests already done like a couple months ago with that, or maybe just Resonate in general. Like you add Ebony and Ivory, more reverberate effects because it all stacks. So they were
Yep.
trying to like break the game and see how high they could go with like Shanko or something.
The screenshots are funny though.
Yeah, they lead to hilarious results, but obviously you couldn't really do that in a real game. It took a lot of effort to like get those numbers that high, but it is ridiculous. It shows like how things can get when there's not a ceiling involved, right?
Yeah, it's like are you going to get that in a real 5-minute match? No, but it's
Probably.
also look what you can do in 5 minutes. Just give someone like 20 seconds alone to just go resonate. That's all they need to kill you.
Yeah.
The stats on those cards, dude. Like 1,000 attack, 1,200 HP.
Yeah, the numbers just start getting smaller so they can try and fit everything on the card.
You
The
got the
fucking
shields on both sides
dude.
about to touch.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous, dude. That's how I feel like every match against like an X player is, where it's just like 700 shields, dude. Come at me. It's like, oh.
Too funny.
Although I want to see it get sealed.
Oh yeah.
I wonder
Oh,
if it would
shit,
create so many particle effects the game would lag or like crash or something.
I mean, sometimes just trying to play an action will crash the game. So
Oops.
Yep.
it's kind of amazing how much it can withstand when you know that.
It chugs that battery, but it doesn't chug it as much as War of the Vision, so we're good.
That's very true.
I play the game for like 2 hours, and it's like, oh shit, better plug this
Yeah.
bad boy in.
Yeah, I remember back when I was playing it was really bad for battery, but I feel like I don't know. Teppen's a pretty good battery game, at least for my phone. I have a slightly newer phone, so I don't know. Can't speak on the older phones, but I feel like I can still play Teppen without charging and not have to worry about my battery for a few hours.
Yeah, and they got the
Yeah.
new what do you call it feature? The
Performance mode.
yeah, performance mode.
Yeah.
I like how they have to make it sound like it's not like my phone can't handle this, or like I want my battery to last longer. It's not like battery mode. It's like it's like performance mode. Yeah.
Life mode. Yeah. Mm.
Can't change the
That's good.
resolution.
You got
Oh, cosplay can't change the resolution to lower than 720p.
Jeez.
Once I found that out, I was disgusted that they weren't like.
You can't see our disheveled faces, but
Yes.
I guess that's fine.
I
need
meant
to shave.
I meant the what do you call it? How it's like quality options are limited because I'm not a partner.
Oh yeah. That can happen. I know my
Silly.
stream has had weird options for some people in the past. They've mentioned to me.
Yep.
Bad RNG, dude.
RNG.
But
But yeah, I guess that's it for our streamer spotlight.
yeah, I guess anyone in chat, do you know anyone that is new to streaming Teppen? Maybe they snuck past. Maybe they're streaming under no category. They're super underground. Do you know
Yeah.
anyone?
Or maybe you want to stream Teppen.
Yeah, you could also do that too. If you want to stream Teppen, the dark web.
Hey, Bit, are you coming back to Teppen? Is that why you're here?
Oh, I love 8-Bit. 8-Bit's one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
he's great.
Do you so
I
chill?
just haven't seen him. I still follow him, but I just don't see that Teppen category under his name anymore.
Been thinking
You been
about
thinking
it.
about it? Nice.
True Secret, yeah, stream, dude. I'm sorry, wait, no, we can only have one Jill streamer at a time.
Oh no.
I eliminated Izzy, so we got,
Oh wow.
Did yesterday on a different account as a test. Oh yeah, I remember doing that at the very beginning. I was like, I don't want to send notifications to people, so I'm just gonna make another Twitch account and stream under that. And audio is still a fucking bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if you're worried about having a lot of bells and whistles, we saw here that you can stream from your phone and it doesn't really have any major overlay stuff. So you don't need a lot. What did you do to Izzy? I don't know, man, just stop playing. Now all he plays is fucking asshole fucking ultimate weapon decks. Dude.
For what, man? Some people just want to have fun, and that's fine too. They don't have to be all like super serious climbing streams, right?
It's true. It's true.
There's room for everything.
I tease.
It's just unfortunate there's not like that many game modes still in this game, so you can't really be like, oh, I want to be a draft streamer for TEPPEN exclusively.
God,
Like,
I
you
would
can't-
love to be a draft streamer.
That'd be great, right?
Because it's
Yeah.
a beer thing? Draft?
No, I just draft mode is
Ooh.
really fun, but also that works too. But draft mode is just really fun because then I can't be like, man, I suck. I can just totally blame the cards that the game gave me.
RNG.
Hey, that's what
Man,
that's what got me into TEPPEN, dude. It's like I have something else to blame but myself, dude.
If only they showed me more negates, I would have won.
Yep.
Would have picked those right away.
Yo,
But
I
yeah, no
got,
problem.
what-
Cosplay.
yeah, I
What do
gotta
you do
say,
when you're
like-
doing an Exodia deck and it's like, do you want V or do you want X Hunters?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, I
Then
could
they
see
have to
Kraft doing-
choose. Uh-oh. Can't choose.
Yeah.
We have them all. Maybe they're
Like, you
just
could
trying
stick
to
them on all
build
the-
up the library of cards before they add a draft mode. How about that?
There's enough unplayed cards for a draft mode right now.
Being able to play up RNG for my losses is pretty great, dude.
That's a classic, right?
Would you guys
They
ever
got
pick? Do you think every color would be playable in drafts?
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
No.
Dot dot dot.
What's
think
the color
so.
that's not playable? What colors are
Uh,
not playable?
Well, I mean, everything's playable.
I
Everything
think you
is-
might have to increase draw rates for certain types of cards for certain heroes, because if like a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of Jill's stuff is explore based, so if I didn't have any explorers, I wouldn't want to be like, yo bro, sign me up with that antibody. I'd be like, uh-oh, we're just gonna go do ultimate weapon.
The way they do it in some card games, and I just played Runeterra's draft mode recently, so I'm familiar with this now. They give you like 3 options, like 3 different columns where there's multiple cards in a set from a certain like faction or region, and if you pick that, they show more results from that same card set, that same region, and you can keep going that way to synergize, or you can start going to a different region. And then if you do a different one, they start combining the two and doing like more synergy with that. It's really smart. I don't know if they could really do that in TEPPEN. That seems like, some extra work. But like at least just having it within colors, right? So they could like show you like a card from each color. And if you pick that one, then they would show, more for that color. And that increases the chance of more synergy.
Huh.
I'm thinking something like that. And you might have to pick your hero first, or maybe the hero's at the end. I don't know.
Dalmatir Nero, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh
Like the-
no.
That
dude.
gets costs as well too. So I don't know if like, if you go dual color, all of a sudden, do you want to pick a 8 cost card? I don't know. So
Yeah,
that might be
I wonder how easy it would be for them to, well, not steal code, but like steal their idea of doing like a draft mode, like those concepts, because it would probably be a lot easier to implement if they had like a model to work with.
And yeah, Stout knows. Yeah, he said Runeterra's draft
Holy
was really well.
crap.
Oh, Secret Walls. Nice.
Secret Walls, thank you for the subscription. Fucking so much, dude. I appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah, if we could get like a decent draft in TEPPEN along those lines, or just, something that we can mess around with, that would be cool.
Yeah, losing EXGP is rough. I know most people
Yeah.
weren't like that into it, but it was something. I mean, also I just kind of hated the last couple until like the Highlander one and the basic one, which I thought was really fun. But
I still think
getting
the
it now is rough.
I still think the GPs, both EX and regular, are nice to have around, even when they're not the best rule sets. It's something different, right? So it encourages you to be creative and try something new instead of the same stuff. The only issue is we don't have EXGP right now for the second week in a row now, which is a little concerning, especially because I got a daily today that rewards me with an EXGP ticket.
Oh yeah, I got one too. I didn't
And
think
I'm like,
about
okay, cool. What am I going to use this for?
Like, give me
Save
the
it.
50 zenny, damn it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they'll introduce an exchange system at some point for tickets if it gets to that point where they just don't want to do the GPs anymore. I don't know.
They're
I would say
behind
the
on weekly
interesting-
missions, the season pass missions, really?
Yes, I don't know. With the season pass, it's been a little inconsistent. Like I think they used to do it weekly, but I think it's bi-weekly now. It's been that way since for the past few months. Because the first week I cleared out the season pass stuff right away, but they haven't done anything this week, I think.
I feel like it's after a full week, and it hasn't been a full week since the season pass
it?
went out.
Oh, maybe since the start of the season. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
which was
people are
Friday.
So
people got
maybe
their eyes on that stuff.
Yeah, Gung Ho Luke actually he chimed in into the TEPPEN Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like,
well-
it hasn't been a full week yet.
Okay.
He
Also,
said
we haven't
everybody
talked about it yet,
chill.
but it's interesting that the season pass is only for a month this time around, right? Instead of the whole 2-month period.
Yep. A lot of people were questioning, like, is it even worth my 980 souls? Because it's half of, the time
Jules.
frame of what I would do, but
Mhm.
still full price.
I got it again.
I got it again.
too.
Still think it's worth it. Just
More
for the
unleashed.
the half souls cost on one legendary, like that for me is worth it. But the missions that you get are really nice too, and you always get enough jewels to buy the next pass. I think they'll make sure of it this time too.
Yeah. Even if
mean,
they didn't, I mean, in my opinion, it's like I've played this game pretty religiously for a while, and to only have paid $5, it's a pretty nice deal. Like I could throw them a bone.
Yep. Yeah, I can still recommend it. I know some people are on the fence about it, and you don't have to do it, but I don't know. If you have the
Yes,
jewels,
it is. Yeah, the season passes have been like giving you jewels back from the initial buy. So
Mhm.
I think it seems like it's kind of rough because once you buy the pass, you can't really see the list of all the missions. But I think it also still at least covers it this time too. So even if you're not getting as much, you're still essentially getting it for free if you've at least bought one before.
And it accumulates. So even if you buy it, like, I mean, they prevent you from buying it in the last like couple days, but if you buy it in the last week, you'll just have this giant list of friggin' things to do, and you can just like roll through them and get a bunch of rewards.
I'm
You
not
can
too
bank
sure
the
about the bank the legendary crafts, just because like I literally have it open right now and it says while your season pass is valid.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't stack and build up over time. You have to do that half off legendary before the season pass ends. Yeah.
Which if you have everything crafted and don't know what to craft what you think is going to be nerfed the most. Then you can reap it for full price.
That's a bold. Well, before Surge was nerfed, that was a pretty easy craft, right?
Yep.
For
I'm gonna
half,
craft it. I'm crafting a second Mavericks Memories because I know that thing's probably gonna get.
Yeah.
Woo!
X-Hunters is like a maybe, right? Like you can maybe do that. Maybe Leon. Sigma is another interesting one.
Yep.
May or may not get the chop. Yeah, there's a couple legendaries that could get nerfed.
That's
Hard
the
to say which
real.
Hope for the future.
That's
maybe?
the real
yeah,
1% fucking comment right there, dude. What second legendary should I craft?
I didn't even think of that. That is so genius. I wasted
Heard to me.
I wasted the last season pass. Thirsty Games, why didn't you teach me?
You didn't ask.
It's
Dang.
like
Yeah,
Winnie
you
the
really
Pooh in a
need that
tuxedo,
soul,
dude.
Iowa. You're still trying to get to 1 million, right, Iowa?
Yeah, but I'm not like, until the next skin is out, I'm not really, gung ho about it.
Next skin.
Got him.
Hey,
Not even the new
Hey.
card set. He's like, I need skins.
I do want skins.
That's why I'm saving Zenny. If
Yeah.
for whatever reason, man, dude, we finally get
That
that
Jill
stars
skin.
Jill, dude. I don't
Jill
have
skin.
enough money to be rolling jewels on that, so I hope it's not a jewel pack thing.
Hmm.
still holding
Well.
out hope for a next skin.
Will. The inevitable, like, well, you had a good run.
Dude, watch next pack. Zero's just gonna get a skin already. Just cut ahead and lie.
Damn.
I mean, probably the best thing to do is just wait for them because they always do it before the end of the season, right? They mention patch notes and they'll mention the cards. So there's here you go. Just
Yep.
wait for them to do that.
Dude, Ryu, $80 bucks, no Ryu skin. I mean, there were some people that spent $800 and didn't get a Ryu skin. It's rough boys. Hopefully, at some point they'll be like, "Yo, craft it with souls," because I'm really good at saving souls, so I could just save up for a skin.
Yep.
How many souls do I have?
I'm close to 9,000 if I was to reap everything. Which isn't as much as I used to have, but I'm okay with that.
I have 27,000, but I can reap like
Damn,
a
boy.
ridiculous amount of cards.
I think I'm
Imagine
like
playing only one color. Don't have to
600,
spend souls and everything else. Yeah, you're at 600k.
638k, I think.
Jesus.
Normal amounts.
Yeah,
So
so
wow,
if I
well,
reap
what-
all my cards, I would be at 71,000. It's not Iowa numbers.
I wish I could have an emblem for it. Like 1 million
Yeah,
soul achievement.
Just the
Ooh.
fucking, just the the Winnie the
An
Pooh and
emblem
the
that
tux. Fuck.
An emblem that just says keeping the lights on.
I think. Yeah, some people are talking about like, they're only missing 2 legendaries. Cosplay Fitness. I think I'm only missing 2 as well at this point because I just found some recently.
Out of all of them, like in the card set or overall?
Overall, yeah,
Damn.
because I got everything from this set really fast. People know that. But the older sets, I was still missing stuff. Like I still have not crafted Jury, and I'm pretty okay with that.
I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah.
And I still don't think I have the Hado boys from Core. I think that's the only Core one I'm missing.
I took Jury out of my fucking red purple deck. It doesn't feel right.
And I think that's it. Maybe a third one, but I think those are the only 2 I'm missing. The Dragon Hado, whatever, and Jury.
Oh, I'm missing Turf War, Ken, Battle at the Summit, Hope for the Future,
You're up, Ken.
No one misses.
Felicia, Hunk, Kolv Taroth,
Damn.
Urizen, Nemesis, Vile, Nurg,
Oh, no, yours.
Rebels,
Yeah,
Memories, Jeddah, Valhazak, and Akuma. I'm missing that many legendaries.
Yo, while we're on this topic, I actually do have a question for the podcast.
What's that?
So,
For us.
yeah, for all of us. So we had the confirmation from, Season Teostra. There was a player in the TEPPEN Discord that said, yo, all of these seasons that are like, of the 8 original heroes, now that we're past them, they said that, it's not the heroes that are being made seasons named after. It's actually the unit legendaries from the sets. So that's why we're on Season Teostra. I want to know what legendary unit you guys are excited for to get into the season of,
For
get
this
that get that player icon.
Easy.
Yo, I already
I'll
got
add
mine. I already got mine. Thanks.
What about a secondary mallet?
My number one would be
Hmm.
well, since X already passed, would be Killer B, Cammy,
Killer
or not
B?
Killer B, Cammy, just Killer B Strike Cammy.
Okay.
She was my main in Street Fighter forever until Laura came into existence.
We need a Laura legendary.
Dude,
Yo,
the only Laura card is her caught in between two sets of cheeks.
Yup,
Yeah.
There you go.
that's great artwork.
Uh,
Now,
a legendary that I'd like to see as an icon.
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
upcoming
Dragoon. I'm done. Sorry.
Ooh,
season of Dragoon.
I like that. Chris?
I'm gonna look through the legendaries really quick. Oh damn, I'm 51st place now. Rip.
Oh damn.
Gotta play now.
Washed.
I was 48. Like,
Absolutely washed. You shut your mouth.
so they're only doing units. They're not doing actions. I think we should point that out.
Oh yeah.
Because they skipped all the core legendary actions, so we know that.
Yeah, otherwise, I'd be hyped for Porta Potty.
So
He's just like,
the porta potty. Gotta go by units. Just going through the things now. Like I want to be a jerk and say season of Axel easily. Like,
yo, dude. I'd use that.
Season of Lilith is gonna be cool.
You do have that nice 69 Morgan banner.
Yeah, 69 Morgan emblem is gonna be really hard to replace. I think season of Lilith, season of Karen and Felicia, they're like back to back, so that's gonna be really nice to see.
Axel emblem just copies opponent's emblem.
Yeah.
Sick.
And season of Sigma, which is gonna happen in like 3 years or something. I don't even know. Like,
I want to see the Lilith one just because it'll be upside down for the icon, dude.
yeah, it's gonna be sexy as hell, man.
Fucking
I mean, when we had the season of Chun-Li, because it's the Heavenly Kicks and she's upside down, so
Yeah.
many times when I opened the app, I thought I had my phone upside down and I would turn it around. And
Oh,
like,
really?
Shit, wait.
Wow. That's
Can't
funny.
believe no one noticed the guy in the background of the Chun-Li card.
I never knew that. I was too busy looking at other stuff.
Other features that occupy the entire card.
I mean, they go right up there, man. I don't know. Like, don't blame me. Yeah, season of Nemesis is gonna be cool too. Cosplay. Yeah, that's a good call. And that happens in October if we go by the pattern.
I put it up on stream if you want to see it, dude. The guy in the background, super obvious.
But yeah,
Oh, it's a pog
For-
face, dude. I could do that.
for anyone that didn't realize it, yeah, it goes in order of legendary units, and we're on Day of Nightmares legendaries right now. And the first legendary in that set is Jill, and the next one is Teostra. So if you need to know like the order of the seasons and like which one is going to be featured next, just go in order by that, and then just go to the next set of legendary units for the next expansion, and then just keep going, and you can figure that out all the way till the end, which is Sigma currently. But that's
I
looking
can,
like really far.
Yeah, we'll know for sure start of next month if we get Kushala.
It should be Kushala next month.
It's just gonna be monstrous
Guaranteed.
virus. No reason.
How would you feel if
that
they?
will clear things up.
How would you feel if they did something special with the seasons that like makes that particular card more powerful? It's
Oh,
kind
like
of
seasonal buffs.
yeah, something to mix it up.
That'd be kind of weird, right?
I mean, even if
I
it's only
wouldn't-
like +1/+1 or something.
You just want Teostra to be playable this month, don't you?
Yes, just kidding.
Oh, what's up, Kyle?
Super Jill last month, dude.
We should
Couldn't use her.
start Start that for the next 2 seasons and then stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say like just try it out and
Yeah, just give Kushala agility.
no,
And
fucking
rush.
no.
Just turn them into Valstrax. But keep
I
his
forget who was I watching that they. It might have been one of Ninja Nom's games where someone got a Kushal on the board and it was just like can't deal over 4 damage to it, so it's just like 1/1/1, and they're just like, I'm just gonna put agility on this, and it's like fucking
Season of
Shout out
Violence.
Yogi
miserable,
was,
dude.
terrifying.
That was my core strategy. A lot of the games back in TDA, just drop Kushala, drop the Explore Chicken, put agility on him with Gaia armor.
Damn.
Busted.
Back when you had to work for your,
For your win condition, yeah.
For your agility.
And that too.
You had to go work in the fucking salt mines for a while to get that agility card, and then when they had to destroy, it was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Now kids
Finally
these days
got
can
it.
just
He's got Gaia
play at the
armor
start of a
and
match.
their sample collection.
That's why I think Explore
Yep.
is fucking fair as hell, dude. I gotta go work for that. You can't just look at Detonate like it's a 2 fucking cost splody card. It's a I gotta play that
It's a
bad.
one.
It's a 1 sometimes.
Sometimes it's a 1.
I mean, Explore and Growth, I think, came out as the most fair new mechanics. Ascension is kind of pushing it in terms of getting big power.
Dude,
by
Ascension
earning
is
it.
jump scares, dude. Playing chicken with everybody, where you have 2 cards coming in to kill each other, and it's just like, am I gonna ascend or are you gonna ascend? Sometimes they both ascend, and it's like, dude.
Is that Spider-Man meme pictures pointing at each other?
Yeah. I mean, they just got crazier and crazier with the mechanics with each expansion and just building on top of existing mechanics and stuff that we already had, but even better. And someone even said it in chat, like, this is definitely one of the most power creeping, power prep card games I've ever seen, where they just keep making better versions of older cards and not really doing much about it.
They test them out in green and then make the better versions in other colors.
Yeah, exactly.
What if
Like,
you
don't-
could get
don't
an
give
alternate art of that
stuff like that.
legendary each season? That would be hot.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, just getting like the animated legendaries is nice, but they kind of made it like a premium only thing and random, which kind of sucks.
That'd be
Outside of the
interesting.
promotional QR code ones, right?
It'd be
But
kind of
there are
interesting
all
if, like, you
legendaries
got
already.
if they gave away that legendary for certain people. Well, what would you do? I don't know.
Like, I really wanted the alternate art for Dark Libido, but I was never going to spend money for it.
Yep.
Cosplay says, I don't
I
like the
was-
fact that they have a new mechanic each season and barely use the old mechanics. Yeah.
it's
Explore
kinda how it
got a
goes,
little
like, the
support
new-
for a
the old.
while, but
Yeah. Just that kind of happens with a lot of card games in general, so I can't blame them for that. Like, the hot new thing is introduced and it's not necessarily tweaked as the older ones are, so there's a higher chance it's going to be unbalanced, right, and really easy to use, and everyone's going to be playing it. So
hey, they put
that-
in
bound to happen.
they put in a sick growth card. Okay, everybody calm down.
One
You
growth
just
card.
played
In
green.
black.
Oh yeah,
To be
black
fair,
got a great
Pig-
growth card, yeah.
Pig did say green growth has been ignored for 2 sets now.
Oh.
More or less. Yeah. You got an action.
Yeah, that action's pretty good.
Uh,
I crafted 7 of them. It's that good.
Underrated for sure.
mhm.
I have foils.
It's definitely not as good
That's
as
how
the
special they are.
definitely not as good as the basic growth cards that already come in, and then the infinitely better ones that existed in Devil's Awaken.
Ironic Fate, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Oh.
Something like that, yeah.
I had it filtered
Ironically
for
enough.
legendary. It is not a legendary.
surprised they didn't make it a legendary.
Yeah, it's really good.
Where's the
Too
sick
bad.
explore card? I mean, you got some explore. They're not like the greatest things in the world. but
We
they're
need
playable.
we need some face shredding bullshit like what do you call it? Grizzled veteran. You just like start shredding the shit out of everybody, dude. That really sucked with Ryu
man.
games, man. If it went long enough, it was like, oh, grizzled veteran, your board is fucking destroyed. It's like, damn.
Yeah, veteran 15 split damage was pretty cool.
I mean,
They
there's
tried to
totally-
give us a fucking explore unit, and they're just like, nah, green.
Well, the Nero card is really nice, yeah.
Yeah, the Nero card.
But you got Nash
Busted in
as well.
mono red.
That's the thing is, Nash is starting to lose his luster. All the bounces, they're not as prevalent anymore. So I started running more Nashes. But if I had the option to play that Explorer Nero, if it was a red card, man, Jill, I think that would push her into a really, really good position.
Yeah, she's always been on the edge. Not quite top tier, but close. Can definitely win games.
Yeah, I like it and hate it. I don't want her to
It's a
be
playable
like.
archetype.
I don't want her to be dive bombed here of like
And
fucking taking over.
I was gonna say, I think it says a lot that Jill is still actually playable because, like we've been saying before, like growth doesn't really exist anymore. Like full growth decks aren't really a thing. Full ascension decks aren't really a thing. Jill and Explorer they're still playable and they can win some games. Obviously they're not as good as the hotter newer stuff and like newer cards that support certain archetypes, Denjin and whatnot. But I mean, she's still hanging in there. She hasn't been forgotten completely. So
And that's the thing that's interestingly
definitely more than a lot of other things.
balanced is that like they have put up I think more support for Explorer after its release than any other mechanic, but
Yeah.
at the same time I feel like Jill, they set her up with some hero arts that are completely reliant on exploring. Like her only hero art that doesn't like require her to build into to explore is dog shit. So she's
Yeah.
if she didn't have partial explore support, she would have nothing. And
but I mean it's playable. It's something.
we just need Bolverk or something. I don't know.
Bulwark, yeah.
Assholes, dude.
Yeah, that'd be
Bolverk, fucking explore
I mean,
Nero.
the one thing to add too with Jill and her explorers is it's not like she's getting bad support after her
Oh, yeah.
expansion as well. Like some of her best explorers are coming from sets after TDA, right? Like Hellbat, or not TDA, Day of Nightmares. Hellbat came out in TDA. Genprey, who's been used to like tech a lot of things, came out in the Force Seekers. So
Yeah, that's I won't complain. Before what do you call it? Before HBM, we got some pretty solid support. We got enough, I would say. And new things to put in the toolkit. We got like a fucking halt that Pygmalion will never let go.
It's pretty good.
It is a good halt, and I felt like I could play purple without being a filthy purple player. So.
Ryu
the
says
thing that-
green black with true powers all over the place. We're not counting that. That's the thing.
Jill's still playable with Explore, but Wrath, Blazing Wall, and people use that instead. Yeah, it's because even if I try to emulate the most prominent features of a Blazing Wall deck and try to do it under Antibody, I still need to use 13 plus cards to make the Explorer aspect consistent. So almost half the deck has to be dedicated to that.
yeah, but Zero has to play 13 plus cards to make X Hunters consistent.
Oh, poor baby.
What a shame.
Sorry, I hate Zero players. Sorry, I hate Zero. I don't
I was gonna say he doesn't hate the Zero, he hates the players.
hate the players, not the fucking character, dude. That's,
Right.
Zero
I
didn't
always
pick
make
him
fun
up
of
the
that
character
voice.
select.
Ooh. We just need a new Nash. That's all we need. Just a new Nash.
New
You got
match.
Nero.
I know.
That's fine.
He's fighting for the wrong fucking army, dude.
Yeah.
Feel the same way with Gate.
He put the wrong jersey on when he fucking joined the team.
They can't really fix that. You're just
know.
stuck with it.
They're stuck with it. Just give us an identical unit and have it be also Nero, red. For
They'd make him
maximum
even stronger.
confusion. Make him even stronger, dude. Zero
Yeah,
needs
they
a
would.
buff? No, banned, actually.
I think, yeah, Zero's in a weird spot because it's not really like he's dominating anymore. Like I mean, if he was,
Is he,
he'd be seeing a lot
though?
more Zero. He's in a weird spot. I feel like they will nerf Zero to a point though, where I don't know, like what, like Purple's kind of relying on him right now.
Fade's
And,
kind of cancer, though. I don't want to... If they don't nerf Fade, too, then it's going to take over, and I'm going to be, like...
Yeah, I
Hector
mean,
leave.
Inner Demons with Resonate is kind of a thing, but you don't really see it that much because Exodia is more consistent. But I don't know. I kind of don't want Resonate to come back. Sorry, Iowa.
Oh, I already
I-
have
I
my
don't.
resonate.
It's super
Oh, it's
scary, though.
already over.
I can play Resonate with Akuma. It's fine.
Yeah, that's basically you're out now. But I don't know. Still conflicted about Purple's place in the meta because it's pretty much leaning on one robot boy with a human face.
I mean, the opinion I've always had on Purple is that people think that only one certain way of deck works for Purple, but that's just because Purple players don't like to try out a lot of other things, and that's just the thing that works, and it's easy to net deck. Because the second they're forced to, some other bullshit always comes out, right? Like, Four's got nerfed in its original form, and it's like, oh no, we're unplayable now. And then just kidding, 3.5 exists and does amazingly well. There's just still so many powerful tools.
Yeah, we're starting to see the Tenkoha 3. I guess it's just 3s. Tenkoha growth deck. We're starting to see that a little bit more.
Oh, like the PB dive bomb stuff. The flying boys.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same logic more or less. Because you're playing like, Ketcha, you can fly with them, you can dive bomb, or not dive bomb, Tenkoha. But then they also have their version of Valstrax, but it's Tigrex, right? With Rush and Tenkoha, and that can steal games. And they've tried it on me plenty of times. So you can definitely see that stuff coming, but I think it's still a solid deck. Time Rocker, if he's still here, he had a really good match against like a top 20 Tenkoha player.
Wow.
And I feel like if the Tenkoha player actually did their hero art at the right time, they did it a little too late. They did it after the arrow hit. I think they might have won, but Time was able to hang on in that match as Denjin. It was pretty scary though. It's cool to see that deck. So it's something different, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, Tiger X is a beautiful counter to Conspirator Speech, if it came down to it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I actually did
yeah.
that once. I was just like, oh, it seals itself. That's convenient.
Yeah, like Cosplay is saying, it does kind of rely on Tigrex. That's why I wouldn't say it's like a tier 1 deck. But some people have been using it and seeing good results. Probably tier 2,
Yeah.
2.5. It can still game.
You can just slap V in there as well too, just for the extra high roll.
Just put it on V, though. Put Tenkuha on V.
Give V Tenkoha again.
2 combo, doesn't attack.
Just protects him. But yeah, the whole nightmare gimmick is also there.
Give him a knife, dude.
Sure.
There is one thing I do want to say about Zero, and kind of like how I feel about him and his impending nerfs, is that his Rikoha ability is just really stupid, and I think it brings back a lot of, the problems that we had before back in season 0 or 1, where we had Spike Launch, right? It was just really powerful, and Rikoha is like that, but on crack.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right, they're on drugs.
It's that's my biggest problem with Zero. Is that you can just wipe the board clean every time. And
Definitely the best hero in the game.
And what's kind of sad is I was trying to build these meme decks like really recently, and then I was just like, my deck plays purple. If I just played Zero Rikoha as my hero, it'd be better. While trying to build meme decks. So I think that kind of goes a long ways to show that Zero Rikoha's ability is just, why would you not play it?
Yeah.
God, that 7 split, you just get it so quickly that it's just... It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's the other case where I was like saying earlier that memory 4 is pretty easy to get to. And if you can work towards it really quickly. Compared to something like a memory 7. So maybe they increase the memory requirement for that initial damage, or they reset the memory count after it hits, or they can just do what they do with all the hero arts and increase the AP. I don't know.
Increase it.
Just increase or decrease AP. Problem solved, right? And I would like to see more interesting changes than that, but I don't know. Sometimes that's all it takes.
They nerfed Shinko Hadoken and they gave it to purple, but better.
Yep. That's what
Purple got, the Spike Launch, Shadow Blade, and Shinku, and all 3 of those hero arts were nerfed at one point in time. But now Zero gets access to all 3 of those at once, right? Just meshed together, but better versions.
Yeah, they gave purple a form like a resource that they currently didn't have, and they gave it so hard that they do it better than anyone else.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the idea is that they have to use their tricks and their cunning to win the game, to get that, to make up for low stats and low damage. Fuck it, you can splash the board for 12.
Shadow Blade didn't need to be touched. Looking at the current state of the meta now, I agree.
Yeah.
But
Current
back
state,
then,
yes,
I wouldn't
maybe a
have
state.
agreed.
It didn't need to be touched.
But-
Yeah.
But now we need it back.
That's why when I see
We
like
need it back.
card changes that we don't understand, like when they say they're changing a card and it's just like, well, what the fuck? You know, I want to think that they're balancing it for the future, for whatever cards they're about to come out with. So, yeah, it's important to buff, or not buff, but like change for the future, hope for the future, if you will.
Oh no.
Actually, I'm really happy that they nerfed Shadow Blade,
Good.
and I think it's necessary. I don't think
Yeah.
it should ever go back.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense how they down-tuned it, but
The
you're
reason
not gonna
why-
play it because- yeah, Zero.
The problem with a lot of these changes is they seem like they were bad changes, but that's because things are so broken now. Like,
Yep.
Yon should go back to the way it was then to deal with Zero, but that doesn't mean that was a unhealthy change. Like Yon, I think is balanced now. It's just there are too many things that are unbalanced in the game.
Core 2.
And that kind of goes with the timing, right?
Yeah.
Just
It's
doing
funny,
it
I think-
before a big release, right? Is kind of weird.
Like all of Zero's hero arts and the way he plays just hero art alone just feels like if he was a red hero, it would be so much better.
You admit it.
Like,
I really think
yeah.
that he should have been a red hero.
Damn.
I mean, just like, oh,
Yeah.
you give combo. Combo's a red thing. You splash the board for damage. Dealing damage. I mean, it's kind of like Shinku, dealing direct damage. It seems more of a red art thing. Fucking
It's basically
purple.
Shinku.
He gets fucking brainwashed canonically, right? Fucking come on. He receives the brainwash. He
Yeah.
doesn't give it. I don't know. It always seems
Gotta
weird to
go.
me.
That's fine though.
No, it's not.
Always believe in buffs and not nerfs, which I'm
Yeah,
generally
exactly.
that way too. I always believe in buffs and not nerfs, but that is to a certain extent. Like things can just get too powerful, and if you bring everything to that level, it's kind of the sum of the state we're in now, and it can just get worse. Of there's no counterplay because of how strong things are, right? Like you buff everything to an insane amount, you're just playing dive kick, which is fun, but you're still just playing dive kick of one hit, you die, right? And it's a fun distraction for a little while, but that type of thing isn't healthy enough to keep a game going for very long.
Correct. And it makes competitive ladder grinders like really upset.
Mhm.
I had a hyperbolic train of thought where I thought, like, what would hero arts be? What would they have to be equal with Rikoha? How good would Heart Tank have to be? Would it have to just like give you like 15 HP on a unit or something? Like, how good would it have to be just as good as Rikoha?
Heart Tank would need to like cost at least 12 or 13 AP to deal with Rikoha.
Damn,
It's
dude.
absurd that it is 2 more AP to heal a unit for 7, while Assleton is splashing for 7 at 4
Asshole.
memory. for 16
Exactly, dude. Antibody for
Yeah.
11, dude. I thought, like, antibody's gonna add 2 shields. Something just absolutely cancer. It would be outrageous. Antibody for 2 explore? Maybe. That would be interesting.
My
Then you'd
favorite
be
idea
flexible.
for antibody was just antibody should be usable at similar to memory 0. It should be usable at 0, and it just gets better and like maxes
Oh.
out 3 explores. Right? Like,
Mm.
first one it just gives the health. Second one the health and attack. Third gives the shield, health, and attack.
That'd be dope.
Interesting.
But like, to be even with Rikoha, dude, antibody got to give a shield and 6 HP, and
It's got to go to his house, knock his phone out of his hand.
it was just funny to think about that because that's how I feel like Rikoha is just like it's that card in someone's deck where you know it's coming and you know you're gonna get fucking destroyed by it, but you have to like prepare for it as best you can. I feel like that's the hero art. Is just like every 16 AP. Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
And the amount of games where you just see them at like, I have 46 AP because I can just bounce and pretty much kill things with buffet as well and keep myself healed. Crazy.
You're exactly right, cosplay. We talked about this a little bit earlier. You might not have been here, but yeah, we touched on Ouroboros a little bit and how the traditional version is just too slow right now. You have to get an insane hand to start if you want to keep up in this meta, and it's just too random. Yeah. Yeah.
God, Kyakuretsu Kyaku, dude. When I see that hero art, man, I am like pieced out, dude. I'm done.
The legs
I'm in for some cancer, dude.
get pierced.
Ugh. It's so annoying because
Oh, you play
it's the
Ouroboros?
same
Nice.
cards.
Yeah, it can be really tough, especially with all the flying decks going around. Like traditionally, black doesn't do well against flight, but Ouroboros struggles really hard against flight.
Time to
Specifically-
run that green, black, Ouroboros deck, not with Cammy, and then just run Roaring Typhoon.
Yo, dude.
Yeah, man, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, yikes.
Do it.
Just do it.
But yeah, anything else? It's getting a little late here, almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah. We don't have to go super late.
I've just been doing this a bit, but yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to close on or.
Nothing I really had in mind. Definitely want to do something community related, and we did that. So,
Yeah.
thanks for the idea, Iowa. I think you were the first one to pose the spotlight idea, the Strimmer spotlight. Good stuff. But yeah, I guess are there any questions in the chat before we head out? Because it is getting late.
Q&A. Lightning round.
All answers A and A, dude. That's TEPPEN right now. Answers and answers.
Yep. Everyone passed out.
Everyone passed out. It's too late.
They're all dead.
Next week we'll just start
They got
the
Rikoha.
podcast at 3 a.m., dude. Fuck a Soul's Return. Everyone's in bed, dude.
Yep.
I get like a 4 a.m. morning podcast. Great.
4 a.m., dude. I gotta wake up.
Wake up, get some coffee, talk about TEPPEN.
Yeah, coffee sounds good right now.
Do you want to do a meme match before you go, Mallet? Play Hunter's Joe, play Jetta Salvation. Oh,
Oh
my god.
God.
Okay, but I can't guarantee that I will do anything very well.
I gotta watch this.
Oh shit. We're not ending? Damn it. I started streaming. Okay.
That's okay.
Oh, you just start streaming?
Yeah, I'm gonna do TEPPEN. I've been meaning to do TEPPEN today, so
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
We're all like, oh yes, let's go.
Yeah, no one else is streaming the game right now, so looks like all those viewers are going to you.
yes.
Get
Let's
in
get
here.
one good
True
hero.
secret.
I want to see how this goes.
What new hero would I want? Firebrand.
Schmo, are you using Streamlabs, the mobile app, or are you using the PC app? It's probably better if you just DM me.
Yeah,
How come they haven't put any rival schools characters in TEPPEN? I don't know.
I love Rival Schools. Project Justice.
Good old Batsu.
Yeah, I don't know. We've talked about this before, but it seems like they're locked to exclusively the franchises that we've seen in this game. I
Yeah.
would love for them to branch out, but it kind of comes down to Capcom's permission, and I don't even know how much involvement Capcom has with this game anymore.
I feel like probably not too much. It's just licensed off to Gung Ho.
Right. Yeah.
But if we were going with Dream, even regardless of licensing, but still Capcom, I would go with Beautiful Joe.
Oh, nice.
That's a deep one.
Okay,
I don't know if
we're-
that's even possible too.
here come the memes, dude.
Platinum thing.
I'll make this easy for you. Ever since that day.
To put a
Rebecca
Chris
Hero
Redfield in
versus
green.
Probably not gonna happen.
Schmo. The PC version, if you're gonna do it, it requires like a little bit more. If you have a
There's no point resisting.
Android, it requires like a little bit more, you know, I think peripherals is the right word. Requires more setup, accessories. But if you do mobile, you know, then you just have to do mobile.
All preparations complete.
But if you're having trouble capturing your screen, I would recommend
Give up already.
checking out settings, making sure that your Twitch account is linked, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there is a kind of like a setup where you have to like set up which screen you're using to cast the stream.
Yeah, as long as you have a decent display capture,
All preparations complete.
and it helps, like, obviously having your device being read and having a stable connection, because if you lose your, you know, if you unplug your cord, you're not going to get that connection. But yeah, make sure you have like a decent display capture with your phone.
Time for my secret weapon. You'll feel it in the morning.
But yeah, feel free to message me on Discord DMs. I probably also recommend checking out YouTube tutorials for Streamlabs Mobile. Probably be able to help you more than I can. But feel free to always DM me. Why the long faces?
Very tired.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nintendo.
All preparations complete.
It's
It's
late.
almost 2 o'clock here, and I didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah.
You're finished.
I'm awake though. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm awake.
I'm trying not to yawn so much, but yeah, it's getting late.
I do want to say, like, I love the dedication from all of us. You know, like the world is like literally falling down all around us, and we're still, you know,
Finished.
thinking about
Yeah.
thinking about the community and all this stuff. So that's what's up.
Now we're talking. You're finished.
Your screen is
Yeah.
like
Shmo,
different.
making sure you are looking up the mobile app version too. Because yeah, there is Streamlabs OBS, which is very different. Well, Streamlabs OBS on the PC is very different.
Yo, what is
Might depend on the
this?
version you have.
Reckless, brah.
And Cosplay Fitness said Phoenix, right? Yeah. I mean, that's one of the more popular requests. And man, I could see a really good theme
Give up already.
around Phoenix, right? You know, I never really considered it.
He'd be purple and
But,
I hate him.
Give up already.
Yeah.
Let me try to download Streamlabs on my phone.
And just
The problem
one
is
of my
like,
buddies played him in Marvel, and obviously didn't work that often. But when he worked, I hated
Yeah.
that character.
yeah, he's pretty random at times and low tier, but some people were able to make it work. It's pretty awesome to watch. I feel like in Phoenix Wright and Teppen, it's hard, right? You couldn't really do like an investigative thing because they already have Explore. It would kind of just work the same way. But maybe like an accusation or something, or objection, but not negate.
Can we talk
Right?
about this fucking game right now?
I don't know. Well, yeah, what's going on here?
Stupid bullshit.
Just accept your fate.
He's not playing units. I can't do anything.
Looks like my
I mean, you
So
can
I have
still
2
play those
ashes on the
ultimate
board.
weapons.
but I'm still in it.
Literally can't attack. Chip him down, dude.
But man, imagine like,
Give up already.
imagine a Phoenix Wright hero art like literally objection or just something that locks all actions from being used for like
Now we're talking.
10 to 15 seconds or something like that.
Oh
That'd be
shit,
so
dude, turf.
dope, right?
Oh my god.
Man,
Boom,
now you got
boom,
my
boom.
mind racing. It's definitely late if I'm thinking about Phoenix Wright Hero Arts.
All right, now I gotta fucking start using rocket launchers on nothing.
I don't usually do that.
So, Schmo, I'm looking at Streamlabs right now on my phone, and I would probably uninstall and reinstall your Streamlabs, because as soon as you get into Streamlabs and you sign in with your Twitch account, it asks you like, do you want to capture by screen or do you want to capture by camera? And obviously you want to do by screen,
Preparations complete.
right?
All preparations complete. There's no point in just accept your fate.
Yeah, cosplay. I mean, like, that's what I was thinking of. Like, he could negate with his objection or whatever, but I feel like a better way to make that viable would be just to lock out all actions altogether. That might be too good. I don't know.
Nothing else. I hope you managed.
Yeah, that's a good match. I don't know what that was, but that was a match. Dude. Oh my god, that was messed up. I was like,
Yeah, there's definitely possibilities.
whew.
I gotta make sure I'm not live right now.
Oh yeah.
Make sure my
Yes.
my
Good
phone's
game,
not
dude.
streaming.
Speaking of, I don't know if we're doing sign off now, but if not, I'm gonna
I
sign
think
off.
so.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
there's
It's about that time. We just wanted to get that one match in.
that was a silly match.
all right, guys.
Dude, cucked him out of all those fucking rebirths.
No shame.
All right, we are out of here. We're gonna host up Thirsty Games. Thanks everybody for showing up. And thank you, True Secret, for the sub. And then Raid.
Well, I want to watch the Steeler beat deck. I'm excited. He's going to
playing-
bed though.
Oh, he's playing the what? He's playing that Gill deck.
It's Giller
Giller
B.
B. I'm excited.
Giller,
Hope you
that's
guys are
right, dude.
Giller B. Damn
It's
it.
tight, man.
All right, I like Giller's my favorite, but I'm gonna hang up the call because otherwise
All
it
right.
doesn't like the camera.
We rated.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, I didn't wait this
Oh,
time.
fantastic!
I just did it.
All right,
Yeah, we just went.
cool. Well, see you
All right, guys.
guys. Good.
See
Later.
ya.